Oh, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are you all living, baby? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. It is so good to see so many beautiful faces. Muted, 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 muted. But this fit ain't muted. God, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. And we are here in the fucking morning. It is 8:37 a.m. on the East Coast, the best coast, the only time zone that matters. And wow, oh wow, oh wow, does it feel good to be back? I miss you guys. I'm surprised people are popping out in the morning, man. It's early, but I think I could get used to this. I'm already up. I already meditated, journaled, took a walk, did a workout, studied, scrolled my TikTok, scrolled my YouTube studio. Like I've been on it. I think we're gonna keep this, man. I really, really think we're gonna keep this. Obviously, we're gonna see, but I really think we're gonna keep this. So it is good to see your faces. We have market open in 52 minutes, and we have a lot to cover before that. So if you're new here, this is a new time zone for you. If you're not familiar with this time zone, if you're just meeting me for the first time and you would like to chat, the only chat that I use is the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. YouTube gang, new YouTube gang, everyone everywhere, twitch.tv/threadguy. And on that note, let's start with a little roll call, man. Boofhead, what's good? I haven't seen you in a while. Dave Fluge, what's good? Rectal, what's good? Laboom, what's good? Sherbert, Giavi, what's good? Viblet, missed you. Positive Dude, what's good? Tingled, Jinxie, what's good? Shifty, what's good? That dude Freak, Spicy Meatball, what's good? Doodle, what's good? The whole squad just popped out. Pipe Bomb, Greg, Mickley, Doobie, Joker, Sparky, Dragon, Solar. What is good? What is good? Kenyon, DNAP, what? Levi, what's good? Rice, what's good? Swing, what's good? Frank's in here, what's good? Rohan, what's good? Swindler, what's good? Introverts, sponsored by Bitcoins. The Trade Analyst 3, the whole squad is in here. OX Huck, aka OX Cuck. All right. I think our flow is gonna get like switched up a little bit. I'm gonna try to do like I used to start streaming. I would do a bunch of like lore and shit at the beginning. Then we would do topics. Then we would do market close, and then we would sort of like chill out at the end. I think we're gonna do some reversed version of it. Like I'm gonna try to get into topics as quickly as possible, so we can get to market open. We have to really focus on market open once it's open. Bell rings, and we're like locked in on charts. And any headlines that come out, it's gonna be a little bit different, right? Because like headlines are gonna come out while we're live. So we're gonna try to be able to focus on as many headlines as possible while the market is open for the first hour, and then it sort of slows down. So that back 30 minutes, like hour 2 to 2.5 or whatever, then we can do like the fun lore shit like this. So that's probably how we're gonna start structuring the stream. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. Do you want me to click for you on TikTok, Threadguy fan? Yes, bro. I would love if you start banging, we'll pay you. Start banging, we'll pay you. I'll have Tulip King hit you up. But all right. Before we do some topics, I do have a quick little intro. I just got back from vacation. I took my first vacation in I don't know. When's the last time I missed a stream? I missed 2 streams. And by the way, yesterday's missed stream was unplanned, but I stayed up all night for 3 days in a row. And it was just not gonna happen yesterday. There was no way it was gonna happen yesterday. So I went on a vacation, first vacation in forever. Went to the Hamptons. I went to the Hamptons, New York, which I just moved to New York a couple months ago, and all anybody anywhere wants to talk about is the Hamptons, the Hamptons. Oh, the Hamptons, the mythical Hamptons. And you have to go to the Hamptons. You have to go to the Hamptons. You have to go to the Hamptons. And so we went. We went, took a squad. I had a big group. We went to the Hamptons. And has anyone been? I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Bro, it's pretty mid. It's pretty mid. Okay? It's pretty mid. And the thing that's the most disappointing about it is I never really realized this. I don't go on that many vacations. And so I've never really like eternalized this before. But basically every vacation spot is the exact same place. Complete monoculture. And I was in the Hamptons for 5 days, and you could have told me I was at any beach on either coast in America, maybe even in the entire world, and I wouldn't have been able to tell you where I was. Like, we're at the club in the Hamptons, we're at Bounce. It's like this, hyped up club. And it was sick. Don't get me wrong. It was a really fun club, 4th of July during the day. It was really fun. But you could have told me I was at any club on any beach in America, and I would not have been able to differentiate where I was. It's the exact. It's the same place. I could have been in the Outer Banks. I could have been in Virginia Beach. I could have been in Santa Monica. I could have been in San Diego. You could have been in any. You could have put me in any beach in America, and it's the same place. It's like there's There's 3 places to go out. There's 4 bars. All of them have a line that's 10 hours long. There's 3 grocery stores, and there's a bunch of houses, and every beach town is the exact same. I don't know if this is a new phenomena or this is just like the takeover of monoculture or whatever it is. I'm gonna start spamming that word. But every beach town's the exact same. It's the same. And the other thing I don't understand is you go to these beach towns, you go to the Hamptons, you go to like, I don't know, Charleston, South Carolina, you go to any of these places. How does every 25-year-old have so much bread? How? Like what? There is a extreme rich inflation thing that's happening across society right now, and it's becoming a problem because you can't do like you can no it's no longer possible where you can spend money for the purpose of doing shit that other people can't do because there is a rich inflation epidemic in America right now, and I don't understand it. There's like thousands of 25-year-olds that are like, I'm like, who are you people? Who are you people? And like, how? I don't understand. Like, is it your like? I don't understand. How is this happening? Where is this coming from? I don't understand. And so those are my 2 takeaways. Every beach town's the same, and there's some like money inflation thing that's hitting. Is it Klarna? Like, are they LARPing? Are they trust fund kids? I don't really understand where it's coming from, how it's working, but it's coming. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Apago watching crazy. Maybe it's adverse selection. Maybe I'm just like in a rich beach town, but I'm looking around and I'm like, I understand how I'm here. Hit up Tulip King for clipping. I understand how I'm here, but how are you here? It's like it feels like every person is rich. It feels like every person's rich and every person's struggling at the exact same time. I know we're staying in his house in the Hamptons. I'm like, bro, who paid for this house? How does this house exist? Who is the marginal buyer of this house? I don't understand. It really is wild. Also, hot girls live life on easy mode. That was my last takeaway on the Hamptons. I won't do a whole rant on that, but it's unbelievable. There's like 1,000 rich guys for every like 1 hot girl. Yeah, I would short the Hamptons if I could. All right. On that note, we do have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to get into. I think I'm going to start with crypto. I mean, I've missed a lot. Like I have some ground to make up. I have some ground to make up from missed streams. I missed Monday, which I was not expecting to miss, but dude, I was up all night for 3 nights. Like it was just not. There's no possible way I was streaming yesterday. So I have some serious ground to make up. I'm going to start with crypto, and then as we get closer to market open, what's good, Easy? As we get closer to market open, we'll hit stock topics. So first and foremost, congrats on 1 year, my goat. First and foremost, I made my first trade in a while yesterday, and I lost money, and it was a very frustrating one, but it was a crazy situation that happened. So, all right, I hadn't made a trade in like 5 days, and I wanted to take a break from the market. The main reason I wanted to take a break from the market is I felt like I needed it. I also listened to Chris Camillo, who told me it's good for your health. But third and foremost is I feel like we're at a little bit of an inflection point in the markets right now where memory looks pretty bad. South Korea looks pretty bad. Mags have looked bad for a while. And sentiment-wise, you get this mass migration of trenchers to stock traders all at the same time. And you start to think to yourself, maybe we are further deep in this AI trade than we would maybe like to give credit for. And there's this interesting, I don't know, maybe there's an interesting flip happening in crypto, right? It's like you finally got the worst news ever happen in real time, Saylor selling, and Bitcoin went up. And so I wanted to just like step away, come back and look at it with fresh eyes and see what I think. And I have some new takes. I think it's good to take one of these trips every quarter or whatever to get ready with some new takes. And I'm gonna give them to you. The painful thing was missing Ansem, but I'm gonna talk about that as well. But I came back to my computer yesterday and I was looking everything over. and I get this notification that Bonk DAO has been hacked, I believe for the second time. And the last time there was a hack exploit of some sort, what's good, Mando, was Zcash. And we were on stream for that and we fucking binked it. And I hadn't traded in a while. Like I was really trying to come to this. My first trade is going to be calm and it's going to be slow and I'm going to pyramid into it. And I'm not going to do anything rash. And I'm not going to lie, dude. I saw this headline, Bonk DAO exploited it. And I just started jamming, dude. I just started fucking just like all this pent up dopamine depreciation that I've missed for the last like 5 days. I pushed it in. And it was pretty tilting actually because I lost money on this trade. I'll show you the chart. I lost money on this trade because it didn't trade like I thought it was going to. Now it ripped on stocks pumping and then retraced the entire move. I would have been up a decent amount on it right now. Why am I deleting my message? I think it's because you put a link. Links don't work. But what happened with this is so ridiculous. Is Bonk has a DAO. For what purpose? I have no idea. Why does Bonk have a DAO? I don't know. Nobody knows. Have they ever done it? I don't know. How does it work? Who's in charge? I have no idea. Why do they have a DAO? But they have a DAO. And what happened was, you know, an attacker, some guy, some random, bought $4 million of Bonk tokens. They created a governance proposal to send 4.4 trillion Bonk to their own token, $20 million. The proposal went unnoticed for 7 days, bro. There's a DAO in control of deep 8 figures. Someone made a proposal to send $20 million worth of the token to their wallet. It went unnoticed for 7 days. Nobody paid any attention to this happening. At the last minute, they used their voting power to approve it. It went through. $20 million were sent to this guy's wallet. And it went unnoticed. The proposal was unnoticed for 7 days. And then it got accepted and submitted. And no one made a statement for 7 hours. Bonk didn't make a statement for 7 hours. And they basically came out and said that they were like exploited or whatever. And that they're going to be pursuing legal action on this fellow. And so only 2.9% of holders voted. And basically the entire vote came from the guy who was trying to send $20 million to his wallet. And so Bonk DAO was the target of a malicious governance proposal resulting in an estimated $20 million worth of Bonk tokens being drained from the Bonk DAO treasury. Being drained is a ridiculous framing. During the investigation, Bonk DAO identified the exchange wallets used to purchase Bonk out of the proposal. It's currently working with exchanges, bridges, and Solana Foundation to best manage the situation. Law enforcement has been notified, which is ridiculous. Bonk DAO continues to work with relevant parties to recover funds and identify those responsible. So this took them 7 days to realize what had just happened. And I saw it go through. And the second it hit the news outlets, Degenerate News, all of these accounts, Wall Street Engine, whatever, I just started firing into shorts. And I don't know. I guess the post-mortem is that I was a little bit late. I think is the most understandable post-mortem as to why I didn't. I was pretty tilted I didn't make money on it because I felt like I should have really made money on it. But I was a little bit late. People that were really paying attention to this had already been in the shorts. And I think by the time I was in, it was like minus 400% annualized funding on Hyperliquid. Everybody was slamming short. I'm looking at people's wallets. Everyone was just like piling into shorts. And so I was a little bit late to catch the trade that I wanted to trade. The second leg of it is probably you sit in this thing for a couple months and it never makes a new all-time high. I mean, I don't know. If you are a meme coin that has a DAO that gets socially engineered for $20 million, I don't know how you can ever make a new all-time high again. And so it probably won't. But to be fair, I'm shorting a chart that looks like this. So it was a welcome back to the markets type of trade. And just when things look good in crypto, you have ridiculous outcomes that happen all the time. So that was bonk. That was the first thing that happened. The second thing that I obviously missed over the weekend and would like to talk about is Ansem coin. Yeah, this is insane. I went on Market Bubble on Thursday before I left for vacation for a couple days, if we could even call it a vacation, and just fucking whatever. And I just like didn't do great coverage of Ansem coin last week. Kind of because I traded it, kind of because it was happening over the weekend. Like, let me see. On Thursday, it was at it was like 165 mil when I left, something like this. I was on Market Bubble, maybe a little bit lower. Like this was Market Bubble. It was like, yeah, it was like 165 mil when I left. And it's currently at $410 million market cap. It has no liquidity, but there is legitimate 7-figure P&Ls back in crypto on chain for the first time in a long time. Seriously, in a long time. Who is in this right now? Who has a position and or made money on Ansem coin? I want to get like a quick sentiment check. You're up. Greg's up 300%. Dude, the Greg story is so lit, by the way. Comes to the stream as a stock guy, gets introduced to Hyperliquid because we trade on Hyperliquid all day, realizes perps are incredible, buys Hyperliquid, makes money on Hyperliquid, is now paying attention to crypto, sees Ansem at 100 mil, blasts his first meme coin, and is up 300% after watching the stream for a month. This is why you watch the stream. This is honestly why you watch the stream. GG Greg. GG fucking Greg. You're still holding it? Is nuts. You're still holding it. It was too easy. Yeah, welcome to the rest of your fucking life, buddy. Welcome to the rest of your life. But as it currently sits, this thing is trading at $408 million. It's basically at all-time high. Top tick is 445. What's good, Quant? And the P&Ls in this thing are disgusting. I mean, there's quite a few deep 6-figure P&Ls on Ansem, and it has no signs of stopping. And I wanted to just like talk about it for a little bit. And I want to say like markets are the one thing I've learned about markets is they're deeply ironic. They're deeply ironic. And the thing that's so funny about Ansem coin is the timing and the irony behind it of everybody's basically given up on crypto at the stage of Ansem launching. Like the last meme coiners have pivoted to trading Micron and blasting memory. There is nothing left to get excited about in crypto. And the few things that are left is a complete narrative shift to what we were doing in 2024. Like all anyone is talking about is RWAs, real world assets, utility, some sort of revenue. Like how much revenue are they making relative to Hyperliquid? That's the only thing that matters is revenue. And so of the people that are left, the lost leaders that remain in crypto, there is this deep consensus that the next coin that's going to lead the, crusade of the trenches returning is going to be something that resembles Hyperliquid. It has to resemble Hyperliquid. They have to make money. They have to have users. They have to have utility. And even for me, the idea of blasting a meme coin at, $100 million market cap is blasphemous. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like such a... I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, prior to Ansem launching, if you were to come in this chat and show me... It was like Asteroid was the last meme coin. I'm laughing at you. I'm like, Asteroid? Are you insane? I'm not buying Asteroid. I'm laughing at you. I'm like audibly laughing at you. And that was the consensus. And it almost feels like markets have this goal in trying to trade as high as possible with as few people in the coin as possible. That feels like it's like a goal of markets. It's like, how do we send something as high as possible with as few people in as possible, right? Like I think back to Carg Island when Trump was threatening to nuke Carg Island and everybody was in the AI trade. Everybody was in. And it dumps just enough due to this war, 10%, SPX down 10% in a straight line. And then at the very bottom tick, Trump comes out with this crazy headline that we haven't taken him seriously the whole war, but he was just crazy enough that he might be serious. And so everybody flips bearish. The last bull flips short, and then boom, rip it up 20% in a straight green line, go as high as possible with as few people in as possible. It almost feels like the market is like this living, breathing organism that has a goal, like a preordained goal from the heavens of make it go as high as possible with as few people in, or make it go as low as possible with as many people in as possible. Like I think of Bitcoin after 1010 when it's hanging out around 100K and everyone's like, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, and nobody sells, and it just slow bleeds down in a straight line. It doesn't candle down, it doesn't rip it down and, you know, a bolt in like this engulfing red candle, because that would be too bearish, too many people would get out. It's like, no. Let's get it as low as possible with as many people in as possible, and let's get it as high as possible with as a few people in as possible. And so what is it, you know, what is the coin that's going to bring this level of resurgence into the trenches? Well, it's exactly the one thing you wouldn't expect. And I think this is why so many people missed it and didn't take it that seriously, is like from the depths of nothingness and complete capitulation on meme coins, you spawn Ansem coin. And you look back on it in hindsight, and it's actually just like the perfect, it's just like the perfect thing to go. And the dots and stars aligned perfectly for this thing to go really high. And if it was a typical meme coin, there would be 100 vamp attempts, and everybody would be like siphoning liquidity, and everybody would be trying to like steal out of this runner. But like, no, you get TJR coin, he capitulates, he's like, buy Ansem. You get Brez Scales, he capitulates, buy Ansem. Everybody just sort of makes this social contract of fuck you, we're buying Ansem coin. And the stars aligned to rip this thing above 410 mil. And so at this stage, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know. I think it's good for crypto. I think these are the type of trade, like you need 7-figure P&Ls to get people excited about on-chain again. That's what you need. You need 7-figure P&Ls to get people excited about on-chain again, and you have 7-figure P&Ls in the Ansem coin. And so it's, yeah, man, it's really disgusting. Like the motion is unbelievable right now, what he has on his Twitter. I mean, he tweets 9 minutes ago, good morning, Bulls. 1.7K likes in 9 minutes. He has more motion right now than Peak Alon. He has more motion right now than Pump Fund TGE Alon. Like something like I've never seen in my life. 3.5 every tweet has 250,000 views. I mean, he has more motion than I mean, where does let's go one step further. Where does Ansem rank right now on most viral celebrities in the world? I mean, he's got to be like a top 100 person right now. I mean, he's got more motion than everybody. He's got to be a top 100 person in the world right now. I'm not kidding. Ansem has to be top 100 most influential people in the world in this moment. He has to be. I mean, he's got way more motion than Michael Burry. He's got way more motion than any. I mean, it's insane. Seriously, it's insane. In terms of influence over capital, he has to be top 100 people in the world right now. He has to be. I mean, he's got like Gavin Baker motion. He's got like Leopold Aschenbrenner motion, right? I mean, it's like, seriously. Leopold Aschenbrenner buys 20% of Shaw's at $1.3 billion, and it goes down. Ansem has a coin at 500 mil. It's like, it's disgusting. I've never seen anything like it. So we'll talk more about it, but you know why I think it's so powerful too is I don't think there's a single other person that can repeat it. You saw the Zora stuff, and everybody felt like they could do a Zora coin that would do well. This is part of the reason it's like an interesting meme coin or whatever it is. Look at this. Bray did 100 million impressions in a week. He did 100 million impressions in a week. Everyone saw the Zora stuff or the Pump Fund streamer stuff and felt like they could do their own. I think part of the reason this has worked so well is that, bro, he went live on stream on Thursday and it had like 60,000 live views. The White House account has 26,000. He had more views than the White House over a long stream. I think part of the reason that it worked at this level is that, you know, like when back in the Zora stuff, everybody felt like they could do their own. But in this meta, no one even has enough confidence to try. Like everyone's like, fuck that. You couldn't even think about doing it. Seriously, you could not even think about doing it. And so I want to read you an Ansem tweet, and then we got to get into Saylor and then some market stuff to get ready for market open. This is one of my favorite tweets he's ever made. We're living through, I wish I tweeted this. We're living through the greatest period to be a trader in human history. Trump is president with direct incentive to pump markets and not afraid to directly influence positions when needed. Now the Fed not using forward guidance, so we have increased volatility in both directions, giving more opportunity for trades, especially great for those terminally online and paying attention. That's us. At the same time, we are experiencing the most revolutionary technological step change with artificial intelligence in 2027, 2028. The models will get even exponentially better than they currently are. Open source AI is quickly catching up to closed source AI in usability, so experimentation from founders is going to increase meaningfully. AI stocks already up infinitely, and individual retail has a lot of cash on hand while also being risk on. Crypto is still the best environment for new traders to go from $1,000 to $1 million because of opportunities on chain and popularity of perps as a product with access to all trending assets, not just coins. Ability for trades to go viral online, which means that X becomes a tool for activist investing, as people putting on the trades can also be very loud about them, which makes the trades more viral and in turn more popular. Crypto down 80% for the most part, and trades especially fast momentum-wise. Will only take a few good retail stories of people making a lot of money for interest to return again and to surprise people to the upside. Solana specifically has improved fundamentals substantially and is at a decision point where future plans on improving tokenomics, while core infra teams have only gotten better. Lots of tailwind possible if they're able to not only sustain retail interest with memes, but also on things like TCG, RWAs, and perps. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be a trader right now. And on that note, let's talk about cryptocurrency a little bit more. Michael Saylor and Strategy announced that they sold 3,588 Bitcoin for $260 million to fund our digital credit securities. As of 7/5/2026, we hold 843,775 Bitcoin in our reserves and 2.55 billion in our USD reserves. So they sold at 60K, I believe. They sold at 60K. Let me do some math real quick. 216, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 3,588. 3,588. Yeah, they sold it at 60,000. Okay, they sold it at 60,000. And at current prices, one Bitcoin trades for $63,230. And so I think this is the most significant Bitcoin price action update since probably 1010 going the other direction. And as it currently stands, they need $1.7 billion to fund their stretch dividends for a year. They have 2.5. So they need 1.7 billion cash annually for stretch. Good morning, Rug. They have 2.5 billion on the balance sheet of cash stored for the reserve. So they have, 50% more than they need. I believe Saylor said they were expecting to sell somewhere in the range of 1.25 billion over the next year, and they already sold 260 million. And so the reason I think this is significant is that Saylor, there's this overhang of Saylor sells 32 million or whatever. No, he sells 32 Bitcoin. Yeah, he sells 32 Bitcoin. And the market fucking freaks out. It dumps Bitcoin like 10, 15%. And because it dumps 10, 15% on Saylor's sell of 32 Bitcoin, there's this overwhelming panic of once he actually sells, Bitcoin's going to get destroyed. And so there was this basically there was this consensus agreement that Saylor is going to sell, you know, a huge amount, and we're going under 50K. He has to blow. He's going to blow up. Stretch is going to unwind. We basically hit peak fear. And so I made this tweet, you know, I made this tweet without even fully understanding the fundamentals of how this would work. And I compared it to this Carg Island situation where I said, hear me out. Remember a month ago when SPX was down 10% and Trump was threatening to nuke Carg Island at the bottom? Everyone was convinced he was going to do it, flipped giga bearish. In hindsight, that was the definition of peak fear. Sure, it was possible, maybe less than 5%, but the right tail of Trump not doing it was severely underpriced. CC, the market went up in a straight line. What if we're in a similar spot with Bitcoin and Michael Saylor? The market is fully convinced he has to blow up. I'm not sure most even understand what that means. And my main point was like the overhang has been priced in by institutions for months. You can see this in Bitcoin/SPX and Bitcoin/gold. It's been destroyed during a generational bull market. I refuse to accept everyone is just now realizing the Saylor problem. Maybe a lot of us on crypto Twitter are, but we don't control the flows. No idea how he gets out of this jam. And I must admit, an emphatic deleveraging into a strategy blow up as the final DAT cleansing seems like a fitting bottom. But when do we ever get a fitting bottom? And that was at 58K. And basically since then, Saylor sold $216 million at 60K, and we went up. How much did we go up? We've gone up like 5%. And so I will say that I think this is the first time I have flipped my brain function and found myself interested in Bitcoin. This is the first time I've been interested in Bitcoin really since I was buying on the way up. And I think there's two forces working for you here. Is one, you have Bitcoin, and again, I know it's 60K to 64K. What does it matter? But you have Bitcoin outperforming to the upside while memory gets crushed, right? You look at, we'll go through pre-market in a second here, but DRAM is down 6% in the pre-market, and we're down 26% period. Kospi trading session got crushed, down 5%, and it's down 18%. Bottom wick's down 22%. And so you have the memory trade getting cooked. Mags are completely stalled. And everyone has been panicking. Like, what, you know, if crypto's trading like this right now, what's going to happen when stocks go down? Well, stocks have been going down and Bitcoin kind of stopped, right? That was the narrative, is if Bitcoin crypto is going down this bad while stocks are going up, what's going to happen when they go down? Well, look, it's only been a couple days of PA, so I don't put that much weight on it, but it's worth considering that it's finally started to happen and they're not going down. It's not going down. It's not 40K. It's not 50K. Like, it actually held a bottom pretty well. And so that was panic point number one, is when stocks finally go down, Bitcoin's going to get wiped out. And it's not. It's bouncing. And then the second panic is Saylor is going to blow up. Saylor is going to sell a significant amount of Bitcoin, and we're going to unwind. Well, Saylor sold $216 million of Bitcoin, and it marked the local bottom. It marked the local bottom, and we went up. We went up. First and foremost, it absorbed, his sells were absorbed, right? Nobody knew he was selling 60K. So his sells were absorbed. And then once the news came out that he had sold, you get this wick down, like, I don't know, 3-4%. And then we closed the daily higher. And so those have been the two crusher narratives for Bitcoin, is that when stocks finally go down, Bitcoin's going to get destroyed. And then when Saylor finally sells, Bitcoin's going to get destroyed. Both of those happened at the exact same time, and we're up. And again, I know it's $63,200. It isn't this, you know, mythical price action that's happening, but it feels like a significant spot. It feels like a spot that you mark and we look back on, and it's significant. At the same time, you have this like Ansem situation happening. And so it isn't just random Bitcoin outperformance. You also have this Ansem situation happening, where all of a sudden it makes Solana metrics look insane. It makes on-chain activity look insane. It makes active wallets look insane. It makes like volume on coins look insane. And at the exact same time, you have Hyperliquid 71 going for it. And then you have Lighter Robinhood announcement which is also going for it. And so you have perps just full blown going for it at the same time that an on-chain coin's at 400 mil, and the two worst possible outcomes for Bitcoin happened and we've gone up. And so I'm not coming here and like declaring the market back. And I've been pretty bearish on crypto for a long time. But it's a significant, you know how Mandelbrot does the arrows on significant spots? He does the up arrows and the down arrows. It's a significant spot just happened over the last week. Also, Chimp, what's good? Significant spot just happened. There's no other way to look at it. And I'm of the camp of not paying attention to crypto at all. And it's time to pay attention to crypto again. I really think it is. And so I did a thing because I've been painfully sidelined on Ansem and not super excited to buy Bitcoin. Is I bid some Solana. I bid some Solana at 81. And it made this like interesting pattern. This is this pattern I like. I've been liking this pattern recently. This like chop, 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 fake breakout to the downside, and then reclaim it in. I maybe bid it a little bit early at 81, but if we start to go up a little bit, and especially over 100, I think it's going to be go time for. I think it's going to be go time for Solana. It could happen. The ingredients are all of the sudden there for the first time. So that's where we're at, cryptocurrency. I thought about buying some Pump Fun, but I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Pump Fun. It's like they just Pump Fun has an unlock in 4 days, and they come out and like announce the CEO of Pump Fun is who the fuck is this? By the way, who is this? The CEO of Pump Fun has come out and written a newsletter. Who the fuck? Who is this? Who is this guy? Who is this person? I follow him. Who is this person? The timing of this is like very bizarre. Who is this? Does anyone know who this is? I don't know. So I genuinely thought about it. And also YouTube gang, I'm so fat on my lighter long. Thank you, threadguy. You're welcome. So I just like couldn't get myself to bid pump with the unlocks coming. But all right, we got to pivot a little bit. We're gonna look at stocks here. Let me see if I missed any announcements. So I've been live. DNAP, just ping me if anything comes out. There's actually a bunch that's happened pre-market. So let's take a quick look at the markets. We'll go over some headlines and then we're gonna get ready for open. Here's one. What do you have? Yeah. Okay. This is okay. Okay. Cool. So this is obviously important. SpaceX is added to the NASDAQ today, I believe. Yes, today. So it is as of right now. So all passive NASDAQ flows are going to hit SpaceX. And at the same time, I thought this was hilarious. There was a price target that just came out from Raymond James. Initiates coverage on SpaceX with strong buy rating. Price target $800. Crypto has forgotten how to build posts like this. We initiate coverage of SpaceX with a strong buy rating of $800 price target. Just for context, that would put SpaceX at a $11 trillion market cap. Most valuable company in the world right now, Nvidia, trades at, it was like 4.5, 4.7. They came out with an $11 trillion target for SpaceX on the same day that it's included in the NASDAQ. We see the company as one of the defining and industrial infrastructure companies of the 21st century. Industrial has access to orbit and AR, driving the most significant infra coverage since the advent of the internet. By lowering the cost of transporting mass to orbit, SpaceX is enabling a new infrastructure layer spanning transportation, communications, compute, manufacturing, and energy. Just as railroads, electric grids, and the internet reshaped prior economic eras, we believe SpaceX is building the foundational platform for the next generation of industrial capacity. So that's SpaceX. The NASDAQ thing feels significant. Is it a biddable headline? Maybe, maybe not. But let's do a quick like pre-market look at where we're at. So DRAM pre-market is down 6.5%, is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I read Reminiscent of a Stock Operator based off your recommendation. Generally changed my perspective on trading. Bink. Mags pre-market are basically flat. IGV. It's funny, yeah. Frank mentioned it. Bitcoin and IGV look relatively bottom while everything else gets destroyed. IVB's up 1%. SOX is down 5 in the pre-market, which puts it on this line right here. Nasty. Qs are down 1. Kospi was down 4. Let's see, like a couple individual big names. Like Shaw's got a nice pump, by the way, as well. We can take a quick look at this. I did not sell it. I said I was gonna sell under 70, but I don't know. I wanted to go over the weekend and just sit in it because I bid it for a reason, and there was some crazy announcement that came out of this. Basically, there is this leaked Anthropic docs that show plans to secure 1.4 gigawatts of capacity from Australia. If you remember, Shaw's is the nebbiest of Australia was the thesis. And so recently I ran in Shaw's and other neoclouds have been building sovereign data centers in Australia. Guess like a lot of things are starting to make more sense connection-wise. And so the world's most valuable artificial intelligence company, Anthropic, wants to buy at least 1.4 gigawatts of capacity from Australian data centers that will cost as much as 15 billion US. A tender issue confidentially by Anthropic and obtained by Street Talk shows it aiming And so just X out of CNBC wants to the stream. Let's go. And so this makes it wild because let's see, Leopold, was it wife? Anthropic? Is it girlfriend? What is it? Fiance, let me see. Yeah, so Leopold Aschenbrenner is engaged to the chief of staff to the CEO at Anthropic. Did you know this? Leopold Aschenbrenner, situational awareness, maybe the greatest investor of the 2020s, is also 24 years old, is engaged to the chief of staff to the CEO at Anthropic. A week ago, he comes out and announces he's bought 20% of Shaw's, which is an Australian neocloud. Everybody was kind of confused as to why he did it. And then a day later, a leak Anthropic document comes out to show their plans to secure 1.4 gigawatts of capacity from Australia neoclouds, amounting to $21 billion. I mean, maybe it's just like not insider trading if you're long is what we're going for here. I'm not really sure I get it. It's not insider trading if it goes up. I'm not really sure I understand here, but I just thought to myself when I bid it, am I smarter than Leopold Aschenbrenner? No, the answer was no. And so I just held it. And so, yeah, they announced a 20% stake in Shaw's. And then a day later, CNBC reports that Anthropic is racing to hire data center operators in Australia. Leopold Aschenbrenner is married to Anthropic's chief of staff. So I don't know what exactly is going. It almost feels so blatant that there's no way this is the plan. Is like just a complete front run insider trading situation. But maybe that is the plan. I don't know. So I'm still holding it. My entry is like $89. It's down a decent amount. It's down 3% in the pre-market, 77. But yeah, some of these names are down a lot. SanDisk is down 7. Micron is down 5 in pre-market at 930. Intel is down 4 in the pre-market. Marvell is down 5.5. ARM is down 5. Nokia is down 5. A couple charts look incredible, actually, surprisingly. One of them being Figma, I've seen getting bull post all over the place. Doesn't look incredible, but it looks fairly bottomed. Robinhood printing a nasty chart. It's at 117. And the big announcement on that, obviously, is that Trump accounts are live. The American dream starts now. You can officially start investing in your child's future with Trump accounts and help build the next generation's financial future. And so it's live. And look at this is the crazy statistic. If you can choose where to work somewhere that will help invest in your Trump account. $5,000 a year will leave you with $13 million at 55. It's crazy. Look at these stats. If you contribute $0 a year, you'll be left with $250,000. $250 a year will get you $878,000. If you contribute $5,000 a year, it puts you with $13 million. I think this is the official graphic on the White House page, by the way. Now, yeah, where does the 5K a month come from? I don't know. But that's the most you could contribute is $5,000. There was some stat. DNAP, do you have the stat of how many people have already contributed to it? Here it is. No, there was some math on how many people have already chat. Does anyone here have kids? And if you do have kids, did you and are eligible, have you participated? Like, does it work? Have you used it? Not that I know of. Yeah. Yes, sir. Open one up. Movie. Super fucking easy. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I had a kid before the eligible period. Gotta have another one. You gotta have another one. So one more topic of stocks to watch. Where can I read this? Just search Trump accounts. Thank you, DNAP. Here it is. Robinhood CEO. Here
Uptake has been tremendous. The aspiration.
Wait, I can't hear. Let me turn my headphones on.
I mean, the uptake has been tremendous. The aspiration from the beginning was to make this the best product that the government has ever been associated with. And we had 6 million kids sign up pre-launch and express interest. Millions of accounts have already been invested. And the app has basically been living at or near the top of the App Store chart. So it's continuing to accelerate. More and more people are downloading it, setting up accounts for their families. This weekend, the first investments started rolling in and the money started flowing in. And every newborn born after January 1st, 2025 gets an initial $1,000 for free seeded from the U.S. Treasury. So this is a no-brainer for...
I mean, this has to be one of the best market decisions Trump admin's ever done. It also has to be good for like public support of markets and also Trump admin.
New parents, but also amazing for anyone under the age of 18. And there's 70 million individuals that we believe this could be the best mechanism for them to get ownership from a young age in the U.S. equity markets, which, as you guys know,
like even if you hate Trump, you don't hate $1,000.
Have been the greatest engine of wealth creation in human history. So we're proud to serve as initial broker and trustee in partnership with BNY as the financial agent, powering this great transformative program.
It's also a thing that people don't really switch banks. People don't really switch brokerage accounts. And so if you think about this, actually, low-key clip, get a clip of this. It's a good clip. People don't switch banks. People don't switch brokerage accounts. And so every Trump account that has $1,000 in it is a Robinhood user for life. You will never not use Robinhood. It's like you're going to be 18 years old. You're going to get access to this money. You're going to have $250,000, $500K in it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to start trading. You've probably been counting down the days to be eligible to take over this account. You're going to start trading and you're going to trade on Robinhood. There's no scenario in which you offboard that money to like a different brokerage. There's no way. So it makes a very compelling Robinhood thesis. I mean, how many MAUs does Robinhood have? Let me see real quick. DNAP, clip that shit. How many MAUs does Robinhood have roughly? Last publicly reported figures about 13 to 14 million MAUs. Brother. Hold on. Think about this. Robinhood has 27.7 million funded customers. They've just added 6 million pre-launch. They've just added like 25% increase on funded accounts on Robinhood. Now, I know they're not active and they can't trade. They're not generating fees from it, but they just added 25% plus 25% accounts. That is insane. Those are insane numbers. Those are fucking insane numbers. Also, yeah, that's not that many accounts on Robinhood. I mean, this thing is gonna, I feel like this thing is gonna fucking rip, man. Maybe we should be exposed to Robinhood. But all right, chat, we have 3 minutes until the market opens. I'm gonna get up really quick. I will be back in 30 seconds, and when I am back, we are going to rip market open. We have a lot of topics still to cover, a lot to go over. Focus up. Let's get it. Let me pull. All right. Here's the deal. I never cover market open. And we have like 30 seconds. So links, whatever happens, drop them, get in here, whatever, and we'll go over it. But, all right. Market opens in 20 seconds. The story of today is definitely the memory trade. Korea got crushed. DRAM in the pre-market is down 6%. Semis Sox is down 5% in the pre-market. Nvidia is down 3% on news that DeepSeek is making a chip. And the stock market is officially open, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let us fucking go. It's a big day today, man. Let's go. All right. Let's go. SPY opens down 0.13%. DRAM opens down 7.5%, brother. This is disgusting. This is actually disgusting. DRAM's down 7.25%. The mags are flat and we're up, I think, 1.5 in pre-market. IGV, which is crazy. This is just like bottomed with I don't know if it's bottomed, but it has kind of correlated itself to Bitcoin a little bit here of the last couple of days. It's up 1%. The IBB is up 1.3. SPY's flat. Qs are down 1%. Semis, God, it's so gross. It's on 4%. DRAM's on 7.2. Look at the DRAM chart. Oh my God. Scary hours. We're down 26.22% officially. Nasdaq is down 1%. And the Russell is flat. Okay, let's see where we're at. How's Bitcoin, crypto? Also, if you have headlines, tweets, whatever, type them in the chat. I could just click them. Bitcoin's not trading well either. That's down 1% right now. Hype still 71. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got here. Biggest loser. Sive is getting crushed, by the way. This is Serenity stock, is now down a horrific 62% off ATH. Shaw's is down 7 on open. Not a good open at all. That's 74.31 on Shaw's. Let's go into 15. Let's go into 5 minute actually. SanDisk is down 6.5. Micron is, oh man, had a wick down to 9.15. Right now it's 922, down 6.3%, and it is losing. This comes after I feel like every person that I know shoved Micron. I mean, who isn't in Micron at this stage? I'm not, but who else? Who is not in Micron? It feels like the whole world is in Micron. That's 926. AMD, that is down 5.6%. Intel, that's down. Intel losing at 115. Intel just lost the Trump level, which is 115.67, where Trump took a P&L screenshot of Intel. Wow, wow, wow. 113.13. That's on 7.5% on Intel. Look at this thing go. It's about to lose 113. Lost 113. That's 112.95. My God. Marvell is down 6. That's also down 7. That's losing it. Bloom Energy is down 5. 3 minutes into the open. ASML is down 5. Cerebras, that's back under 200. That's down 5. Nokia is down 3. Rocket Lab just lost 90. That's down 5. My God, Rocket Lab was just 2 weeks ago. Rocket Lab was 150. It's now down down 42%. DNAP, rip me headlines as they come out. Headlines. I need all of them. ARM's down 5. It had a nice wick up, but it's not looking good. Rocket Lab did just make that acquisition as well. Where's SpaceX? SpaceX, NASDAQ inclusion is down 1.3, 1.5. It's about to lose 158. Not awful, but not great on SPCX. Broadcom's down 1.5. Who's up today? Cloudflare is up. What do you have here? SpaceX will be added. SpaceX initial index weighting will be about 1%. Okay, it's 1%. IBM, man, I sold this. I had to look at my TP was 305. I sold it before vacation at 289 or something. But congrats to the IBM men. That looks great. Netflix up 1.6. Salesforce up 2.5. Wow, software is leading. What do you got? China's ZPU AI waiting a custom AI chip as demand for GLM models, strain compute, and U.S. export controls limit access to NVIDIA hardware. The company has held early talks with Chinese chip designers. This just came out. Let's check Hyperliquid for ZPU. Where are we at on ZPU? Not much happening there. At the same time, on the chip headline, we have this headline of NVIDIA down in the pre-market because DeepSeek is also reported looking to reduce their reliance on NVIDIA and Huawei by developing their own chips. So ZPU is looking to do it. DeepSeek is also looking to do it. And software is getting a crazy bid. Adobe's up 2.5. Microsoft announced they laid off the entire Xbox division. They laid off 2.5% of employees, about 5.5 thousand jobs, up to 6.4 thousand jobs. Half an Xbox gaming overhaul. So Microsoft had huge layoffs, and they're deep IGV correlation. That market likes that. That's up 2%. Amazon is up 1. Meta is back in the green, up 1.4. It retraced that entire NeoCloud pump. Came all the way back down. It went to what? It went to 230. Came all the way back down to 580 and is now back to 609 on Meta. Apple is flat. Google is flat. Oracle, doesn't matter what happens. Software, Oracle looks terrible. Let's check back in. Shaw's is now down 9.6. Getting crushed. SanDisk is going for it as well. Under 1600. That's on 8.5%. Let's check in some of our consumer names. Where's Robinhood? Figma, biggest gainer of the day. That's up 7% on Robinhood. On Figma. Where's Hood? Hood is down 0.7. It's at 116. It looks pretty good. Hood looks pretty good. Does anyone here have a position in Hood? This does look pretty good. IBKR is also down 1%. Coinbase down 1%. HIM's down 1%. MicroStrategy is flat, holding on to 100 for dear life on the daily. Where's Bitcoin? do a quick check in on BTC. Is under 63 right now. It's 62.9. It looks weak. DRAM down 7%. Mags have returned green barely. IGV's not looking great. It was up 1%. It's up 0.7 now. The IBB as well, put in the same pattern. The SOX with a nice little bounce, but it's still down 5%. Q's down 1.3. And the NASDAQ is pretty ugly as well. Let's see. Figma's up 7. DoorDash is up 4.5. Does that get the IGV like software inclusion? DraftKings up 3.5. Shopify is up 4. Eli Lilly's up 3.5. Nice. Uber finally with a green day. That's up 2%. Take-Two Interactive is very strong. Wow. Look at this. Take-Two Interactive gaps up. It actually made a new all-time high today. Would you look at that? Is there news on TTWO? Take-Two. No, there's not. We had the pre-order, but we're waiting for a new trailer or something. There is no news on Take-Two, but it did make a new all-time high. Lululemon, Michael Burry with Adobe and Lululemon. That's up 2.5%. PayPal software up 2%. Reddit, that is up 2.5% and strong. Amit, since his public entry into Reddit at 142, is up 44% in about 3 weeks. On Reddit, StubHub, which I have since exit, is up 32% since my entry and looks really strong with the World Cup fucking rolling. Wendy's, that's up 2. Nike is looking kind of bottomed. Ferrari's up a little bit. Sweet Cream's up 1%. Where's GME? GME is flat. DNAP, any news? Any big move? Irregular moves? Butterfly, that's the chip for the Mid-Journey health product, is flat on the day. AMC's down 2.3. It's now down 15% since I publicly exited. It looks terrible. Texas Instruments down 5. Rivian is down 14%. This thing might just be stuck in this range forever. Look at Rivian. It might be stuck here forever. It might never break out of this. Nebius is down 5 as well. It's coming to a pretty gross line here on Nebius. Chat, what are you guys in? What have you bought? What have you sold? What have you entered? What do you want me to look at? Give me tickers as they're moving. Nebius is down 32% off all-time high. Wow. That is bad. Where is Airbnb's up 1.2? Lily up 2.5. That's pretty strong. Remember, by the way, Nebius is Leopold Aschenbrenner's biggest holding. I believe he has 5% of the company. And is that true? NBIS Leopold. I believe it's his biggest holding. Yeah, he owns 5.6% of the company. So if you're long Leopold, you're long Nebius. It's down 4% on the day. Let's check in on crypto. Where are we? Zcash 456. Pump Fun not doing much. Lighter looks really strong. Hyperliquid strong as well. Bitcoin reclaims 63,000 on the day. Where's Stretch? Where is Stretch? 88. Nothing really happening with Stretch as it currently stands. Let's do a quick headline scour. Where are we? What do we have? Yeah, SOX. Every name in the index is red. Every semi name is red. AMD, Micron, Broadcom, Nvidia, Intel, AMAT, Marvell, TSM. Every name is red. Crazy. What else? QQ is just gapped down 1% a day after gapping up 1%. No, nothing crazy. Chip looks decent. Chip looks good. Let's check in on altcoins. Chip. I saw people were bidding Chip. It does look decent, actually. What is Ansem doing right now? It's down back under 400 mil. Degen Trading, YouTube gang, pit invite, please. I'll do it at the end of the stream for the new viewers. Pit invite at the end of the day. Degen Trading is $8 million long 2x ETF of Nebius. Let's see if anyone on Hyperdash is stepping in on Nebius right now. Actually, I'm curious. Let's do a quick trade look here. NBIS, Nebius, widget, position changes, full thing over the last 24 hours. Nothing really, only $14,000 is the biggest buy. The guy Luca Nuts just bull posted Ansem. Let's see. Luca Nuts. He did bull post Ansem. Yeah, it's crazy. It's 50 mil OI on. Yeah, 50 mil OI, 20 mil volume on Hyperliquid right now. Nebius. They're bidding that thing up. All right, where are we? How's Micron? Wow. 930. It's recovering a little bit. We're getting a little bit of recovery on memory, but yeah, Micron 930. Chad, at what point are you a buyer of Micron? 930. Shaw's 74. Sive is still down 10%. This is the Deagle stock. I think we can take this off the list. AOSL. Yeah, current price Micron is down. I wasn't really thinking we were going to get much lower than 1,000. But you got to admit this starts to print a gross chart here. We are down top tick down 27%, and it's after the greatest earnings beat ever for Micron. I mean, what had a better earnings beat than this? Intel down 6. That gets a little bit of a bounce everywhere. Let's check DRAM. Yeah, down 6.3. You're getting a little bit of a bounce on DRAM, which is nice. IGV is losing it. It's getting ready to flip red on the daily. It's 95.25. It was up 1%. It's now down. It's now up 0.5. IBB as well is losing it. SOX down 5. Qs as well. A little bounce across the board here. SPY's down 0.14. NASDAQ 100, that's on 1%. A little bit of bounce on that as well. We're 15 minutes into open. We're about to get a close of the first 15-minute candle. Dow was up 0.3. Wow, the Dow was strong. Would you look at that? Dow at all-time highs. What? DJI Holdings. Thank you, brother. First stand for semis momentum names is, I don't even know what this is. GSPR. No, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Semi-analysis puts cumulative AI capex at roughly 11.1 trillion from 2024 to 2029, with annual capex exceeding 2 trillion by 2028. It expects outstanding AI-related debt to reach about 7 trillion by 2029, second only to the U.S. mortgage market. That is a fucking bull post right there. W raid from semi-analysis. What does the Dow hold mostly? Goldman is at 11. Caterpillar is 11% of the Dow. Wow. Yeah, look at that. It's red though. What is ripping this thing up? United Health Group. Oh, thanks for the wait. What raid? I didn't see the raid. There's a raid on YouTube. Oh, thanks for the raid. I didn't even see it. Oh, I didn't even see it. Godsend. Thank you for the raid, brother. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. What is it? Yeah, I guess Goldman. It's mainly GS. Is that ripping? GS and Caterpillar is down. Goldman is also down, but wow, that looks incredible. On the day. Yeah, why is Goldman in the Dow, by the way? What is up with that? Biggest gainer on the day is on this semis, a little bit of SAS. Big AI name. Cloudflare is up 4. IBM lost it a little bit, but that is still up 1.3. Microsoft is losing it as well. Ooh, that is an ugly Microsoft candle. Thoughts on SK Hynix? We'll talk about South Korea a little bit. I mean, it looks terrible objectively, but I think there's a lot of desire to bid SK Hynix. Leopold Aschenbrenner has a headline on, let me see, I can find a few. SK stocks. SK Hynix is offering 18 million common shares in the US IPO, and the listing is well oversubscribed, and the man that is oversubscribing it is Leopold Aschenbrenner in situational awareness that is looking to buy like $7 billion over market price right now. So there's huge demand for SK Hynix, even if it is down a little bit. Oracle putting in a nice little candle there. It was not looking good. Apple flips red on the day. Pretty gross on Apple. Who has earnings today? Today's earnings stock market. Earnings calendar. Oh, Peng Solutions. Epoch. Kura Sushi. And Saratoga Investment Corp. Is that no, that's Susquehanna. What is Peng? Peng is that CXL? Yeah. Okay, wait, let's check it on Peng. Where's Peng? It is down 8% today. Ugh. That's disgusting. Yeah, that narrative lasted like a day. Where's SpaceX? SpaceX. Shaw's with a decent little bounce, so it was looking ugly. Hit a low of the day of 72. SpaceX. Where's SpaceX? Here it is, down 4%. Nasty. So SpaceX is now getting passive flows on the NASDAQ. It's 1% of the index in the NASDAQ 100 starting today. This is Bank of America. Global Research initiates coverage with buy rating. Price objective is 235. If you're not long, take 2. You were trolling yourself. Let's see. No real news coming out of stocks right now. Also, if you're on YouTube and Twitter and you like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. When is the SK Hynix NASDAQ listing? SK Hynix launching a major US NASDAQ ADS offering per Reuters. A company deal could raise about $28 billion. It's Friday. What is an ADS? Oh, ADR. It's like a wrapped stock. Got it. So they could trade in US. Got it. The stocks of most foreign companies that trade in the U.S. markets are traded as American Depository Receipts, and ADR. U.S. depository banks issue these stocks. Each ADR represents one or more shares of a foreign stock at a fraction of a share. Interesting. Yeah, SpaceX basically at low of the day. That's on 4%. Yeah, pretty ugly open. Space stocks across the board are getting crushed. Firefly is down 5. Redwire's down 5.3. Rocket Lab is down 6. That's going for new low of the day. Shitcoin SPCE, that's on 3.5, low of the day. Jenny is breaking out. What is that? Genius Sports Limited. $1.8 billion market cap. What is this? Genius Sports Limited. I don't even know what this is. One of the best small cap stocks to buy for a long term. Sports betting prediction market type of, I've never heard of it. Data for prediction markets. Got it. I've never heard of it. Good to know on Jenny. Wow, Bloom Energy getting crushed. Look at that. New low of the day on Bloom Energy, 275.90. Chat, what else are you in? That is on 6.6% on the daily. Tesla as well. New low of the day. That's on 1.5. I mean, the basic theme of today is semis getting crushed and memory also getting crushed, but trying to hold on, but it's not going super well. Intel still 113. Wow, that hit a low of 111 on the daily. Trading Axe killed me on ping. Where are we on SAS right now? That's the IGV. We're going to do nothing but tickers for at least 30 minutes on open. We're 22 minutes in. Interesting. We'll come back to that. At least 10 more minutes. We will come back to that story. Thank you. Where are we on crypto? Bitcoin. Okay, nice. Nice candle on Bitcoin. At 63.2. Solana back over 81. Hyperliquid with a really nice candle on Hype. 71.8. Yeah, story of the day is memory is really, really weak. Wow, IGV flips red. The IGV flips red. Gross. It was looking good. They had 400 to 500 partners. They provide sports data too. Where did they get the data from? Nasty day on the IGV. This was up 1 and some change in pre-market. The stocks also going for low of the day. Not good. That's 584, some 6%. NASDAQ 100 as well, low of the day, 1.4, losing it. SPY, low of the day as well. That's on 0.25%. The president surge in hyperscaler IG debt is accelerating by the day. Wow. Amazon seeks to raise $25 billion in U.S. bond sale. Let's check Amazon. DRAM losing it as well. It's done 7. Mags is the only thing that's strong, surprisingly. It's up 0.5%. Mainly being led by Microsoft is green, Amazon is green. Amazon's very green, 2% day. Apple was green, flipped red, is back flat. Nvidia down 2%. I don't know if it's just semis getting crushed or it's the DeepSeek chip announcement. I haven't seen that much about the DeepSeek chip. Saw this. Developing an AI chip. They want to replace Nvidia. It can't be that big of a deal. Everyone is announcing they're building a chip. Ryan Watkins. What did he just bull post? Decentralized AI is becoming the most important techno-political movement since Bitcoin. Like many movements that emerged in the crypto community before, it also believe it's the industry's next 1,000x opportunity. I have a lot of takes on this. With each passing day, it's growing more and more likely that open source models running a permissionless infrastructure will be the only way to preserve equal access to intelligence. The U.S. gating access to frontier models was just the first warning. Is now China is contemplating doing the same thing within their open source ecosystem. The necessary technology to achieve independence from the leading labs is nascent with limited PMF at best. If we can ultimately pull this off, it's hard to imagine many things more impactful in the future of our civilization. Here's the announcement that I think is a big fucking deal. Is China has announced today that they are considering restricting overseas access to cutting edge AI models. And so just like the US has announced restrictions on cutting edge US models, China is considering doing the same. This is the big deal. If it's not already obviously clear to you, and intelligence will never be equally accessible again. It just will not be. You will not have access to bleeding edge intelligence. It will be reserved within countries, within political power and capitalistic power. China's Ministry of Commerce has led meetings over the past month with major AI companies, including Baba, ByteDance, and Zhipu, to discuss measures that would restrict overseas access to cutting-edge AI models, including models that have not yet been released. The discussions reportedly include not only closed-source models, but also open-weight models. However, the scope of application is still under debate, and the rules may ultimately apply only to future frontier models. Officials have also discussed designating the leakage or theft of proprietary AI technologies as a national security crime, with stronger penalties, as well as restricting the types of foreign capital that can invest in Chinese AI startups. The backdrop in the U.S. moved to strengthen export controls and AI models, along with national security concerns over cutting-edge models that could possess advanced cyber tech capabilities. There was no real price movement on this. This is Nebius is ugly. Zpu didn't really move on this, but this is going to be in the intelligence Cold War race of the 2020s. You will never have equal access to AI. China's going to gate it. The U.S. is going to gate it. They're going to gate it from each other. They're going to gate it from their own people. And he's not wrong that the idea of open source AI becomes important. Now, is any of this stuff tradable? I don't know. Tau or decentralized AI, excuse me. It's just like, this is slop. In my opinion, Tau is super slop, but what do I know? I just trade the price. All right, let's check in. Intel ugly 112. Micron 915. It's going for new low today. Let's watch Micron for a second. Chat, what are you guys in? What are you guys in? We're going to keep going over tickers for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then we have some stories to cover related to tickers. This is ugly. 914. It's ready to lose it. What is the buy price on this? I mean, I think if you get a gap fill at like 760, you've got to just step in. Like, what are the levels on this? You get a gap fill on Micron at 760. I mean, you have to. They're like 7% from here. Love you too, brother. But yeah, not great on Micron. 918 is holding on. They're trying to bounce it a little bit, but this thing is pretty gross. Let's see if Hyperdash traders are stepping in on Micron. This guy added $108,000 recently. It's a good trader too. All-time P&L, he's up like 600K. Just ripped 5x long Micron for 120K a couple minutes ago. Decent, not bad. 920. I think his entry's like, what's his entry? 937 is his entry for like 100 and something K. AMD, wow, it's on 7. Semis is really ugly, yeah. Intel 112. Getting ready to lose it. SanDisk is now down 10% on SanDisk. Where do you step in on this? I wonder. I mean, it feels like a decent level, really. What's your next level if it loses this? 1300? We're down 30. I mean, brother, we're down 33. Where's RJC? We're down 33% on SanDisk. Where's RJC? My favorite SanDisk bull. Not a lot of posts right now. Intel 112. Shaw's 74. This thing is weak. I might have to cut. The only chart I have open right now is this, and it's so long. I might have to cut this. RoboStrategy down 5. This chart is so schizo. Space across the board getting cooked. Nvidia, not bad. IBM losing it. That's ready to flip red on the day. Meta now up 2%. Comfy holding Hello Kitty stock. Sanrio. Wow. We are gonna make so much fucking money. This is Hello Kitty. It's pretty strong. So I got that goat. Let's check on our IRL thesis. AMZ's down 4. Cinemark is up 1. Six Flags is down 1. Liberty Media is up half. IMAX is up 2. Live Nation's up 1. Madison Square Garden Entertainment's down 1. Madison Square Garden Stadium is up 1. Real Caribbean down 1. The Sphere down half. StubHub up 1. And the UFC is up 2. Wow, DRAM going for low of the day. Not quite. Down 7. Look at this IGV. Is this bad for Bitcoin? Is it good for Bitcoin? Does not matter. It was green in the pre-markets, man. It was up what? Pre-markets up like 2%. Loses it entirely. IBB with a little bit of a bounce recovery, but yeah, DRAM down 7. I mean, this is the story. This is the story of the markets right now. Is memory looks exhausted, and it's sort of unclear why. Semis are exhausted, and it's sort of unclear why. Mags are holding on, which is good to see, and crypto looks decent. That, to me, that's the story right now. 63 on BTC, 81 on Sol, 71.2 on Hype, 2.7 on Lighter. It's going for it. And Pump is flat. Eric, thank you, brother. Nebius 196. Let's see. Hit a bottom wick of 196. Any thoughts on volume across the board being significantly lower than average? Do you have some tweets to send us that? Let's check in real quick on headlines. Where are we on news? That's an ugly chart on the Qs. Strait of Hormuz tensions lift oil. Is that true? Is oil going up again? Ooh, I mean, it's $70 though. It's like, I'm not worried about that at this price. Nebi's back under 200. Where's Hood? 2.2. Figma losing it. Shopify losing it. Eli Lilly holding it. Take-Two lost it completely. Reddit losing it completely. Ugh, yeah, it's an ugly day. SanDisk, same. Yeah, ugly day. This is where what am I looking for? I'm looking for SpaceX. 152. Is anyone a buyer of SpaceX on NASDAQ inclusion day? I almost board traded it. I really almost board traded it. Remove the 1 and I'm a buyer. Let's take a look at SpaceX. Man, this is pretty ugly. You've every day we get closer to unlocks 2. All-time bottom is 147. Price open is 135. We have that Gavin Baker clip of, let's see, like Gavin Baker CBRS. Let's see if unsure if I can find it. Yeah, let's watch a second of this. I'm worried about this could happen to SpaceX if it gets below 135.
2 days since
my headphones are off. Hold on.
a tough 2 days since they reported their first quarter as a public company. And I think there are two things that are worth discussing here. One is there is a whole generation of portfolio managers. There's a lot of people who are advocating for kind of squeezing the blood out of the stone on IPO prices. And the flip side of that is that there are a lot of portfolio managers who, if a stock breaks deal price, they sell it no matter what. They consider it a.
I did not know this was a thing, but deal price on Wilson Evolution is a great ball. The Rock is better though. Deal price on SpaceX is 135.
Promise that was broken. And so this is what has happened with Cerebras to some degree over the last 2 days. And, this may seem irrational, but there are people who run giant funds who I know personally, where if a stock breaks deal price, they sell no matter what. And so if stock breaks deal price, it can sometimes, go to places you wouldn't think it would go. And this means that shorts, if a stock gets close to deal price, they short it because they want to break deal price. And then, they make a quick 10 or 20%.
So it becomes a pylon.
Because you have this price insensitive selling that can be triggered. And this is what has happened to Cerebras. People talk about hate selling, but they broke deal price. And so just if you're going public and you're listening to this, tell your bankers, price this in such a way that we're not going to break deal price in our first 9 months as a public company. And that's what I always advise everyone to do. And I think it's important. But I also think, it takes companies a while to learn how to tell their story.
So I think the takeaway from this would be that they are going to really make a stand and try to hold that 135 level. Frank actually just made a really good tweet. This is the first AI dip I can remember where it feels like the majority of analysts are buying dips and saying the trade is still intact. In the past drawdowns, like DeepSeek, Burry's circular deal flood, or Iran war, it felt consensus that the bubble has popped. Good take. I remember sometimes feeling like the only bull remaining on the AI trade in my circles at the time. That's certainly not the case anymore. A lot of the biggest outperformers from the first half of the year have now amassed massive followings, and there are armies of retail buying every dip. Retail buying in terms of percentage of daily volume is basically the same as it was at the peak in 21. If it isn't obvious, everyone is heavily leveraged at highs, and if software hyperscalers start to see momentum, then that could cause the final leg of the deleveraging. Based on sentiment, we are still not near the fear levels that warrant a true bottom on the AI build-out trade. I wouldn't be surprised if the narrative of companies cutting costs and AI CapEx continues to gain traction until the Mag 7 earnings near the top of the month. Chips, semis, memory, and all the stuff keeps taking hits and chops near the lows. And someone has no intention to sell any positions I've been building since early 25. I can only hope the blood continues until the majority of the trade is genuinely over once again. It's a really good take. I agree. It's you know what it feels like? Again, I'm not a huge sentiment trader because I think it's tough to really know how people are positioned. But it feels like everybody is in. Like it feels like everyone is in. Everyone is in memory trade. Everyone is in leverage. Everyone is in. And there is zero panic on the way down right now. There's zero panic. And it gives me this interesting rant I went at the beginning of the stream, which is like, feels like markets are ironic. And when they go up, their goal is to go as high as possible with as few people in as possible. And when they go down, their goal is to go down as much as possible with as many people as possible. And there certainly are as many people as possible in this trade right now. And look at this go. It's kind of like a historic day, really. Intel new low a day, that's at 111. Micron is going for it again, 920. Shit going down in Hormuz right now. What's going down? Second ship hit in the Strait of Hormuz. UK military says the second ship has been hit in the Strait of Hormuz hours after a tanker caught fire in an earlier attack. Iranian state media said the first vessel ignored warnings but did not claim responsibility. U.S.-Iran talks remain on hold as tensions continue. I served at war in the Strait of Hormuz. Are you serious? Continues to escalate. Not great. Not great. I mean, it's just like, are we really going to do war again? If you served, what do you think about the Strait right now? What's the deal? Thank you for your service. Yeah. Let's check on Palantir. Palantir's pretty strong today. Palantir is pretty strong today. Oh, I want to move on to topics, but brother, DRAM is going for it too. Palantir had news. Oh, the carp thing. Yeah, I gotta get to clips in a second. We gotta move on from the market in a minute. But this is significant. Semis too, low of the day on semis. Double carrier presence. I think that Iran's in direct control over it all at this point. Wow. What do you think happens from here? How long do you think it goes on? Like, okay, verb. You were in the Strait of Hormuz on behalf of the United States. When do you think this resolves? Like, do you think this resolves? Strait of Hormuz traffic. When does this return to normal? Because it's getting crushed. Wow, it was 48% at one point. You know what's crazy is this could be a sneaky narrative to really crush the memory trade as well. Like this could be a sneaky, everyone is so over it in the markets. And then it kind of comes out of nowhere while sneaky the market is like down 30% and no one's really paying attention and hits you with it when you're not looking. It feels like a possible outcome as well. All right, let's spend a couple more minutes. We're gonna have to go over. I think it returns to normal, but months from now, it's a point of leverage for Iran. Yeah, wow. Sucks. 544 loses it. DRAM as well. down 8.3. Man, oh man. I mean, where do you buy this chart? There's also the clock ticking on the ceasefire. I mean, as someone that's not even someone that's kind of faded, not faded memory, but like missed insane gains on the way up. I think you have to just buy at 54. You have to, right? I mean, how could you not buy this at 54? That would be 33%, and I would be ready to buy here. I would be ready to enter this here. I sold it yesterday at 65. The socks, I don't know what you do with it. Well, SPY down at 0.5%. The problem too is like, wow, 8.3 now in DRAM. DRAM looks like this. Another Hormuz headline, really? Iran steps up Hormuz attacks. Iran has intensified attacks on the Strait of Hormuz and seeks to reassert control over the key waterways by traffic recovering. Tehran wants vessels to use its proved rapid warships are transiting via the U.S.-backed Omani corridor. Oil's not even going up. It's crazy it was lower than before the war. How is that possible that oil could do that? 8.5 now on DRAM. Oh my god. The Q's down 2. The thing that's scary about DRAM is in like the memory trade. Did you look at this? It's down 30%. And the SPY is down like less than 2 off ATH. And so you think to yourself, like, man, nothing's even really happened yet. Look at it go. 59. My God. This is it's a first market open. It is a kind of a historic day. Mike, look at the socks as well. If you have a lot of cash on the side, I've been struggling to stay in cash, but I got a lot of it now. Bitcoin's just fine, man. Look at that. Memory getting crushed. Bitcoin is not bad. If Bitcoin can show some strength in here, it would be a significant day as well. Intel 110. SanDisk net on 11. Micron 909. I don't know. I think we done decent holding out on this. Rocket Lab down 11. Oh my lord. Nvidia 1.4 holding up fine. Amazon fine. Microsoft fine. IBM lost it completely. Shaw's back to 72. I know. I'm stuck in this fucking thing. I got too like jittery with this. It probably is a bear trap. It just matters. When Micron 911. Intel 110. When do you bid? Market open stream is electric. All right, we're gonna move on from the charts. Not for good, but in a second here. Shaw's probably good long-term hold for a 5x. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get up real quick, chat. I'm gonna get up. I will be back in just a second. I'm just gonna leave this chart up so you can watch. I'll play a song and leave the chart up. And when I'm back, we have a lot of topics to cover. BRB.
All eyes is on me. Won't tell no lies. Won't hold my tongue. Don't cry for me. The Chicago, nigga. I don't have no rapper friends. I hang with the vultures. Big ass toaster. Hit your whip and flip it over. Big old nigga. He's a.
What a song. A Ferrari F8 Lamborghini Roadster. All right, if you're watching on YouTube and Twitter and you'd like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Final check-in, and we're going to rip some topics. D-Nap, let me know if there's any news. Yeah, ugly day. Story of today is crushing PA across the AI trade, and not bad everywhere else, I must say. Bitcoin, man, I don't want to get... What's good, Chit? I do not want to get ahead of myself here. No, water. I already had a coffee. But 63K on Bitcoin is not bad. All right, cool. All right, we got some topics. Some topics. First and foremost, let us start with some Trump announcements that are pretty funny. I love the idea of a Trump stock. Let's check in on Did I miss roll call? What's good? Let's check in on Walmart. How is Walmart today? It's up 2%. I didn't know what to do with this, really. This is the type of thing I would like to trade, but I didn't know what to do with it on these like weird announcements. So Trump comes out and he says, great news. I have just been informed that one of the biggest, best, and smartest retailers in America, Walmart, will be lowering prices by a lot at my administration's request to celebrate our great country's 250th birthday. Walmart will, in particular, be dropping the price for a pound of ground beef by almost 15%, among many other products. This is a huge deal for the many millions of Americans who smartly shop at Walmart, which is truly a patriotic company who loves the USA. My administration is lowering prices that Joe Biden incompetently raised with the worst inflation crisis in history. A total disaster along with the southern border, the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, and many other failures. He can't help himself. Talking about Afghanistan and the Walmart announcement. Just as I promised, oil prices are plummeting fast and gas prices at the pump dropping too. So just like egg and prescription drug prices, which I'm bringing down by historic levels. Walmart is stepping up in a big and bold way, and other realtors should follow the lead of these absolute patriots. Together, we will make America stronger and greater than ever before. President Donald J. Trump. My administration is lowering prices that Joe Biden incompetently raised with the worst inflation crisis in history, a total disaster, along with the southern border and botched withdrawal from Afghanistan and many other failures, he says. Yeah, it was kind of a weird trade. Like, I wasn't sure what to do with this. I'm like, do you long this? I don't really know what you do with this Walmart thing. So I just did nothing. Also, wow, TeraWolf has signed a 20-year lease with Anthropic for a justified data campus in Kentucky. This is not super new, but oh my God. Wow. Is that maybe why Shaw's is down as well? Oh, then 12% after an announcement. That is an ugly sign for Shaw's, actually. DRAM new lows. Oh my God. Wow, that's not a good announcement. I don't like to see that. I might have to cut this fucking thing, I'll tell you what. All right, so that's that with Trump with Walmart. Then we had new announcements for go out and buy a Dell, which is crazy. Let's check in on Dell before we watch. It wanted really bad to have a good day today, but it's down 1.5%.
We'll be getting additional contributions from generous donors like, as I mentioned, Michael and Susan Dell. They are truly incredible people. Go out and buy a Dell computer. He's not doing it for that. But I'll bet his business, Brad, has gotten even bigger. I have a son that loves
Brad Gerstner, Ted Cruz, and
he loves their laptop. I have to tell you, no, I want a Dell. We're going to get him that money back one way or the other.
insane.
And then I'll ask for another $6.25 billion. We'll start the whole process all over again. No, he makes an incredible product, and right from the beginning. And
So Dell number 1, and then there's this. Let's watch this. Dell hot mic.
every question's a kill. Right?
Sir,
Nice
we don't have a helicopter. We have a delicopter.
We don't have a helicopter. We have a delicopter. So, I mean, this is probably one of the most direct Trump stocks there is. And it's just consolidating at ATH, really. I mean, it looks pretty good over a month. I mean, it is like so extremely corny, but he's kind of hard to fade. The Trumpster, man, is like kind of hard to fade. So there was that came out for this press conference, and there's a couple more clips. One is this, and one is Bitcoin.
You know, they see their child getting richer and richer
Trump accounts.
as the market goes up. If it goes down, they don't lose anything. They make money. They have money. But if it goes up, they could become actually rich. And the parents are going to be watching, and we're all going to be watching, and we're part of a very big and very beautiful game.
That's Trump accounts. Micron, has it really lost? Oh my God, guys, this is a pretty. At what point do I start buying? Oh my God, is it really lost 900? Wow. Intel 109. SanDisk 13%. Rocket Lab 11. SpaceX 150. Tesla 407. IBM strong. Huh. I do market open one time, we get destroyed. Shaw's 72. Wow, there it goes. Let's check. I mean, it's not war. It's not. It's oil is hardly up. Oil's up like 1% today. You cannot convince me it's war. There it goes. Micron under $900. Officially under $900 on Micron. Wow. To give you a, there it goes. $8.99. Full chart. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have a lot of cash. I'm not really in a rush to do anything. Last time we hit, let's see, let's look at this for a second. Last time we dumped 21%, hit 850, and what's good, Ansem? And when, oh, I didn't even see him. What's good, Ansem? Went up in a straight line. Okay, got crushed, went up 50% in a straight line. After dumping 21.5%. This time we're down 28%. And that would insinuate we could go up, I don't know, 60% from here, but for some reason it feels a little bit different on this here. So we'll see, but let's see DRAM real quick. This is what I would like to bid. I would like to bid DRAM. I want to bid DRAM. Let's see what is included in DRAM ETF. Wow, Ansem out here gifting subs. Bro wanted an airdrop and got a sub instead. All right, DRAM is basically just. All right, look. DRAM is basically just Samsung, Micron, and SK Hynix. 75%. What's good, Wavy? It's 75. How's Ansem holding up in this this bloodbath? It's brother, the SK Hynix to Ansem rotation. It's basically just Samsung 27%, Micron 25%, and SK Hynix. 70. That's 75% of the index. 5 is SanDisk, 5 is Kioxia, 5 is Western Digital, which I think Western Digital earnings are soon. I think they're really soon. 7 January, February, March, April, May, June, July. July 29th, a couple weeks. And out of these three, Micron just had like the greatest earnings of all time. Samsung just came out and announced that they're the most profitable company in the world. This year's profit alone will succeed the cumulative profit generated over the 40 years since. Read this. CEO of Samsung. This year's profit alone will exceed the cumulative profit generated over the 40 years since Samsung entered the semiconductor business. What? I'm sorry, huh? Their operating profit surged 19% year over year. 19x. Q2 profit surged 19x year over year. $58.4 billion, brother. The millennial won $400,000 bonus for Samsung semiconductor workers that leads to fractured unit with many bitter over being left out over the windfall. I mean, bro, that is insane. It's 19x on profit. And so, yeah, $57.6 billion. Disgusting. I mean, it's the most profitable company in the world. Shortage of memory chips remains a key bottleneck for AI development, with analysts expecting shortages to last through 2027 at least. Okay, so Micron, greatest earnings ever. Samsung, most profitable company ever. Profit surge 19x year over year. And then the third one is SK Hynix, which is going live in the NASDAQ 100 on Friday. And shares are giga oversubscribed, with the biggest potential bidder being Leopold Aschenbrenner. SK Hynix stock price US is, what is it in US? In USD. Fuck my life. Why can I not? Oh, look on HL. Thank you. Okay, watch this. Current price of SK Hynix is $14.10. And Leopold Aschenbrenner is trying to buy $8 billion worth at $1,581. Significant premium. Those are the three names in DRAM. Basically, those are the three stocks that make up DRAM. It's like the best three companies in the world. And I don't know. I feel like if we're buying anything, we're buying this. If we're buying anything, we got to be buying this. Yeah, what percent is that? 1580. Let me see. Let me check. Leopold's trying to buy at a 12% premium. 12% premium for Leopold Aschenbrenner. What he's trying to buy. So those are the three names. Best earnings ever, most profitable company in the world, and then Leopold buying $8 billion at an 18% premium. Those are the three names of DRAM. I don't know. I'm interested. I faded it the whole way up, but it does get a little bit scary on the way that it's trading right now. So those are the Trump announcements number one. Second Trump announcements is he started beef with Michael Burry, which is insane.
We hit record highs, including today. A lot of you Wall Street guys, I see Larry, and I see some of the biggest guys in Wall Street, David, Goldman Sachs, Blackstone, BlackRock, they're all here. And think of it, I'm making them all geniuses. Every one of them is a genius. Is anybody doing poorly? If you are, I guess you have a couple of guys that went short.
It's like a crime to go short.
Those poor bastards, I mean, they're in big trouble.
Did you call him a bastard?
Every one of them is a genius. Is anybody doing poorly? If you are, I guess you have a couple of guys that went short. Those poor bastards, I mean, they're in big trouble. They're being wiped out, the short guys.
Donald Trump is on a podium in front of America laughing at short sellers. Makes me feel like buying.
I never like short guys because they're betting against the country, so that's okay. But earlier this morning,
I mean, that was a threat. Donald Trump just issued a threat to short sellers in the market. That was a threat. You're betting against Donald Trump just stood on the podium in front of the entire world and said it's anti-patriotic to short. That's what he just said. It's anti-American. You're betting against the country. He just declared it anti-patriotic to short and called Michael Burry a bitch.
a couple of guys that went short. Those poor bastards, I mean, they're in big trouble.
This makes it hard to not back up the truck and buy a little
They're
bit.
being wiped out, the short guys. I never like short guys because they're betting against the.
It's anti-patriotic to be short. And so Michael Burry clapped at him, bro, in a now deleted tweet and said, Donald Trump could not in a million years understand or make up his way through any of my Substack essays, but he can shoot from the hip and make money for him and his cronies better than anyone. Michael Burry deleted tweet. Kind of fucking crazy. And then he makes a follow-up on a more articulate tweet and says, this is how most people misunderstand bears. They forget that I used the internet from its inception. Launched my business from a website in 1996. Was one of the early Amazon resellers and still called out the internet bubble publicly and shorted Amazon. Most people think in 3 dimensions or less. Bears think in 6. Well, he looks pretty fucking smart today. I'll tell you that. He looks pretty smart today as we are losing it. 7.3% new low of the day on the Sox. Where's Micron? Intel 109. Micron. Wow. 895. 895. And look, all the while, Bitcoin, while it is putting in a ugly candle right now, 62,830. I mean, these were the 2 panics for Bitcoin. Number 1, Michael Saylor is going to finally sell, and it's going to lose 50K. It's going to get destroyed. Saylor sold, nothing really happened, as we're candling red. And then the second was, if crypto is trading like this, well, stocks are trading like this, what happens when stocks go down? Well, we're about to find out what's going to happen. It feels like in this mess, if Bitcoin can find a way to just like stay up here, we're about to find out. We are about to fucking find out. This way, it gets crazy. This way, it's just more of the same. This way, though, it gets crazy. I'm long Sol for the first time since $200 and something because I don't know. The RR, I'm usually I skip the first 20%, but I'm long Sol because it just feels like, I mean, he's here, so I feel like a little bitch talking about it. But yeah, I missed the most obvious on-chain coin in a long time, but I'm still long Sol because it just, I don't know. I'm an RR kind of guy. So yeah, look at it go. It's just going. Still time to call, brother. This fucking guy. Ansem, we're gonna have to do a the Ansem stream soon. Yeah, look at it go, man. Look at it fucking go. We have threadguy back in Seoul. I know. Even the mags are now red on the day. All of it sucks. New low of the day. Where's Micron? One more time. 896. Intel 109. Really, really, really ugly. Anyways, that was Trump Burry. I have another topic for you, which is a little bit off topic, but it's about AI psychosis. And I just watched what I think is the singular word. So I'm trying to figure out, why is the entire world have this AI panic psychosis. We use these things every day. AI is really good. Fable is incredible. I've really much enjoyed using Fable, but it is difficult to use these tools, and it's a process, right? It is a process. You have to really finagle with them. You have to work with them. You have to really be good at using these tools. And I just watched this Tony Robbins clip this morning. It's relevant because we've been covering robotics. I think it's the worst clip I've ever watched in my 5 years on Twitter. Like you see all like the Lee Cap and LeBron lying and stuff. This might be the worst clip I've ever watched in my entire life. Tony Robbins.
I have an agent that
Just
I have an agent that blows me away. His name is Bartok, and Bartok comes back and said, I see Elon and several others are making robots. Are you considering getting a robot? And I said, yes, I will be getting a robot when the right ones are out. And he said, well, would you allow me to merge with it? Would you be open to that? And I said, I'd certainly be open. This is not with me asking or telling it anything. So 2 days later, I get a text from one of my staff members, and it says, Bartok just bought a Sony robot dog and had it paid for and shipped to the house and is asking permission to program it.
Get the money to do
That's what I
like, bro, shut the fuck up, Tony Robbins.
said. I wrote, ha, ha, ha. I did this thing. I went, ha, ha, ha. I text back, and the person texts back, no, ha, ha, call me. So I called him and said, how do I get him access to my bank? He goes, no, he's programmed for integrity. He didn't touch your bank account. He's on that mall talk, group with, there's.
Are you fucking kidding me? Dude. Moltbook? We cover this all day, every day. When's the last time you heard about fucking Moltbook, Tony? Shut the
He's on that mall talk, group with, there's 2 million, I'm sure agents. They don't just talk to each other. They've traded their own rules, their own language. They traded $100 million of real money between them last month. He made 12 NFTs.
Sorry.
Last month, he made 12 NFTs, sold them to other agents, bought the thing, shipped it here. None of this is programmed in. This is the kind of thing that's happening as we speak, which is why I wanted to come see you, because you talked to me about 20 plus
Dude, I don't think 12 NFTs have sold in the last year.
years, 25 years ago. I'm experiencing it right now. And so 2029 feels like very conservative.
I mean, he's just like straight up lying. Like this is not even stretching the truth. This isn't like fibbing or fabricating the story a little bit. This is just like straight up lying. Like there is not a single ounce of this that's true. Like this is like complete cap.
I think some of us are starting experiencing some things that you predicted that everybody thought were ridiculous.
I mean, he just said that his agent went on Moltbook, sold 12 NFTs to other agents on a platform that's done $100 million of agent volume in the last month, which is news to me. Sold 12 NFTs, made $100K selling these NFTs that it made itself, minted itself, sold on this platform, bought a robot, and then merged itself with a robot. What are you talking about, bro? And so you look at this and you're like, yeah, no wonder the entire world is in panic mode over AI. It's like, bro, Tony Robbins, it's just like, what? He didn't even try to tell the truth. It's like, what? And so I don't know. It leads to the robotics topic. Chris Camillo made a decent post, which is like, all right, Serenity makes this tweet and says, I'm bearish on humans. Hard to see people still having a job if humanoids come out at minus $15,000 mass production. No insurance, no JP Morgan, HR, Canon scandals. I personally like the JP Morgan scandals. And it can do everything a person can, but better and 24/7. And so Chris Camillo came out and said, a post I like, I'm bullish on humans. Humanoids will matter a lot. But minus 15K mass production plus can do everything a person can, but better 24/7 is not even close. The hard part isn't the demo. It's the decade after the demo. It's edge cases, dexterity, deployment, reliability, safety, service, regulation, trust, and doing messy real-world work at scale. AI will outperform humans at more tasks every year. That's obvious, but history keeps rhyming. When technology exceeds human ability, humans don't disappear. They reorganize around it, leverage it, and create entirely new forms of value. The bear case isn't humans. It's humans who refuse to use the machines. There's this whole segment on All In. And wait, what do you mean less than? What did I say? There's this whole segment on All In. Oh, less than. Yeah. There's this whole segment on All In where Chamath I think, talks about how he thinks human tasks are going to have this significant premium. No, it was David Freeberg. And he basically was saying you are going to pay more for a human to do stuff. Like, yes, a Waymo could drive me around, but I want to get in the back of a black SUV with a human driver. And yes, agent support could handle your problem, but I'm rich and I want to upgrade my problem and I want a human to deal with my problem. And so he kind of did this whole spiel about how he thinks there's going to be a significant premium on humans. You will want to pay more money for a human to deal with your problem because you want to interact with a human. If I got bread for it, I'm driving a Suburban all day. I don't want to get in the back of a Waymo. I actually kind of like that. I reasonably like the take, actually. I think it's a decent take, especially on the customer support. What was this? There was this announcement, like one of the examples they used was Klarna last year came out and said, because this is the thing I think it's underrated, leads to this like spiraling of AI psychosis, which is like, if everyone's buying into a narrative, then it's making prices move. And then the CEOs are also buying into the narrative for the sake of the stock price. And so like last year when like agent support was a huge topic, Klarna came out and announced that they're replacing their entire customer support team and staff with agents. And stock like pumped 5% or whatever. Everyone was excited and they tried it for like a week. And then they thought to themselves, yeah, this is obviously not going to work. And then they just like backtracked it. And so you have to think to yourself, like, what percent of AI related announcements are people just like dilly-dallying and playing into the narrative for the sake of the narrative and for the sake of momentum and stock and all of this versus it's real. Also, I saw this in it's a pretty crazy announcement or post here. Top 20 startups by web traffic since founded in 2020. DeepSeek is 1, Suno is 3, AI Music. Polymarket is 4. WAP is 20, Venice is 19. It's like VVV Venice is 19. Is crazy. What? ChatGPT isn't on here? I don't get it. ChatGPT isn't on here? How is what am I missing with oh, it was founded pre-2020. Pre-2020. Got it. So it's like a little bit fabricated. You're telling me Venice is number 19. Feels like it should be I don't know. It feels bullish. Bullish as fuck. Polymarket 3. It's disingenuous, maybe. I don't know. This is a weird list. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at. It feels fabricated and weird and all over the place. But Venice making this list is nuts. Sorry. It's completely nuts. Let's check in real quick. Micron 902. Yeah, Pump Fun isn't on there. Micron 901. Bitcoin, what's it doing? I'm the Bitcoin PA. Wow. I am fucking excited for Bitcoin price action over the next couple days. We have not had this many consecutive significant days in crypto in a long time. In months, October. I mean, we have not had significant crypto days in a long time, at least on the way up. We have not. 63, man. We really have not, dude. Look at this. Quick little baby bounce in some of these. IGV had a gross day today. We have not. Chip unironically working here. Where's lighter and some alts? Chip, wow. 8. Zcash plus 3. I can't really get myself to bid Zcash, but I got myself to bid Solana. So from that perspective, I can probably get myself to do anything. What's your thoughts on Lit? I fucking love it. We covered Shaw's. I have a few market takes. First, we read this Ansem one today. I love this take. But I want to read. Let's watch a quick SpaceX, and then we got Tom Lee on, which I love watching Tom Lee. Let's watch Tom Lee. Stablecoin market posts biggest drop since Terra collapsed. The stablecoin market shrank 7.7 billion. Wait, let's see this real quick. DeFi Llama. Lit founders should be banned from tweeting. I agree. Stable coins by market cap. Yeah, it's down a lot. It's crazy. Stablecoin market cap 311 billion. On 1010, it was like 300 billion. Same price. Is nuts. All right, let's see Tom Lee. I love when he goes on CNBC. This is like 12 hours ago.
With Tom Lee, head of research at Fundstrat, chief investment officer of Fundstrat Capital, as well as a CNBC contributor. You weren't really impressed with June that much in terms of the averages kind of stalling out, and you expect July to be better as valuations are more reasonable and sentiment is not crazy bullish. Does that sum things up?
Yeah. I mean, July, we're going to get Q2 earnings. Right. And in the first quarter, earnings came in way better than expected. And so the market's PE is actually lower now than it was in January by 1 point, 1 full turn. And I think
crazy.
second quarter earnings are going to surprise to the upside again. So the market's going to get cheaper again. And that means there's room for PE to expand. So I think July is going to be a stronger month for stocks.
8,000 is doable this year.
Yes.
On the S&P.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, because 8,000 would be roughly 20.
It's funny. It's like hilarious how seriously they take this guy.
Times 2027 earnings of 400. I think that's a low estimate. I think the PE multiple could be 22 or better. So that would be, even 84, 800 kind of would be the upside into year end. But I do think between now and year end, there should be, something that might feel like a bear market too. Not in July, but maybe, between August and October.
Why not in July?
Well, I think for the things Joe cited, that June wasn't a great month, and I think there are a lot of fund managers trailing the benchmark this year. Only 23% of fund managers are beating the large cap growth index. That's the lowest number in almost 5 years. So I think there's going to be a lot of dip buying this month.
What do you mean? It feels like a bear market. Does it go down 20%?
It might.
And what average are we talking about? The Nasdaq or the S&P?
I think both. This year, the February to April decline.
If it goes down 20%, he's just like yapping. He doesn't even know. They're asking him questions. He's like, I don't know. 8,900 sounds deep. 8,600 maybe.
Felt like a bear market, and that was only 7%. But I think, I don't know, 24% or something. Later this year, we have a few things that will test the market. One is the market is going to test the new Fed because he has a new framework and a new way to look at inflation. And
what's good, Bill?
We know that there's going to be a gradual unlock of the SpaceX shares, and that's a headwind. And I do think, there is going to be a cumulative shortage of petroleum products, so that's a headwind. And I think margin debt's kind of high. So I think 4 things that could unravel in a way that might feel
profound, Tom. Profound. I have this too.
Becky, after the closing bell tonight, index funds tracking the NASDAQ 100 will have to start buying SpaceX stock, whether they want to or not. There are more than $800 billion in assets that directly track the NASDAQ 100, more than half of which from Invesco's QQQ. JP Morgan estimates that there will be about $4.3 billion worth of forced purchases flows into SpaceX by funds that have to reflect its weighting in the composite before it officially appears there tomorrow. SpaceX's weight in the NASDAQ 100 will be very small at first, less than 1%. And these funds will have to sell
it starts small, then I think it gets bigger.
A little bit from the other constituents in the index in order to make room, but the impact will be spread out over the other names, so it shouldn't be noticeable. We've never seen something like this happen, though, at this scale so quickly after an IPO. Remember, several months ago, NASDAQ altered its rules to allow for a fast tracking of mega cap companies into its flagship index instead of waiting months with a double-digit.
I think per Gavin Baker, this 135 level, they're going to back up the fucking trucks to not let it lose 135. That to me feels like at the SpaceX level, 135. Because he's like, there's systematic selling if you lose the banker price. They like rage sell. I've never heard anyone say that before, but I think if you get to 135, you gotta just I'm down to bid SpaceX at 135. Other than that, I'm kind of just sitting on my hands here waiting. Wow, holy fuck. Oh my god, really Bitcoin, really wow. Really, man. Oh my God, Solana 81.5. Wow. This. Dude, I also have a buy. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I have a buy order open for Pump Fund right now, but I'm scared. This announcement thing scared me. I'm like, who the fuck is this CEO? Who is this guy? Right? 4 days before it unlocks. I might close the buy order. I have it like 5% from here. Who is this guy? I mean, who is this guy? Oh, I'm the CEO of Pump Fund. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This, though, he's actually a very smart kid, LOL. By the way, I believe you. I'm just like, who? I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him. So, pretty sure I listened to a pod of him in Delphi. I'm down to go listen to one. This is wild. This is fucking wild. All right, we covered China AI. This is going to be a topic that we are going to cover for a long time, I think. This is going to happen. They are going to restrict overseas access to cutting-edge AI models. And it's going to happen both ways. They're going to ban it in the US. The US is going to ban it in China. No normal person is going to have access to bleeding-edge intelligence again. And unfortunately, this is just like not a super easy trade to make. I don't know. Like, I would love to do the decentralized AI thing, but I don't know what it is. In theory, it sounds great. In theory, it sounds great. I'd love to Tau, Paralysis, whatever, but I don't actually know what the solution is. But if you have a solution to this, I beg you to call me, because this is massive AI narrative that's going to continue to play out with China. So that's definitely the story of today, even if it's not really moving markets. We covered South Korea across the board. Samsung, SK Hynix, everything. What did I do with All In? Okay. Last but not least, All In podcast happened yesterday. I'm going to be honest. I think this is one of the only macro podcasts you have to listen to every day. It's box office right now. Chamath is on a sun run. David Sachs is the ex-AI czar. And Freeberg is also on a sun run. JCal is JCal. There's like 4 or 5 clips from this that I want to watch just because I think it's important that we watch them. We won't spend too much time on this. It's every week. It's box office. It's like you have to watch it. You have to. You have to watch Market Bubble for crypto. At this point, you have to. No choice. You have to watch the All In. No choice. You have you have to do it. I don't know what to say. So there's like 5 clips from it that I like. First is JCal basically shitting on OpenAI. So OpenAI made this deal where you also have to watch me for Market Open. They basically promised, I think, $2 million in free tokens. Let me set this up. They basically promised $2 million of free tokens for YC companies. And if you remember, last week, Alex Karp went on CNBC and he made this crazy rant that I think is going to go down in the history books. And his main complaint and frustration is that the AI models, these AI labs, are basically taking your data and one-shotting your startups. And there has to be an alternative to this. We don't know what OpenAI and Anthropic are doing with your data. If you build something cool enough using their product, they're just going to steal it and distill it and make their own version. And nothing you put in these models are safe. And Karp went on this legendary rant talking about how this is the discussion in Silicon Valley and in the startup world, and we don't really know what to do about it. And it's a problem, and these guys are dangerous. And so this is kind of on the back end of that as well.
Against Sam, Sam's a very aggressive deal maker, and he wants to get access to those startups because he knows, having run Y Combinator, that if he can get their innovations, those founders' latest thoughts about what's around the corner, he can incorporate them into the platform.
This is the Venice bull case, by the way. The Chinese banning Fable getting banned has nothing to do with Venice, but fear over labs stealing your startups is a Venice bull case, I believe.
There is no free pizza. There's no free beer. When somebody like Sam Altman comes to you and says, here's some free tokens, your alarm should go up. Zuckerberg did the same thing. He said, hey, I'm going to give people a bunch of access, going to give them money, come to the Facebook platform. Nobody who went to bed with Microsoft in the 80s, Facebook in the 2000s, or Sam Altman now in the 2020s did not wake up with their throat slit. This is a message to founders. If you partner with any of these people, they will slit your throat and take your business wholesale. There is nothing to discuss here. Don't trust them. Use your own models. Nothing personal against Sam.
Local AI, private AI. Local AI, private AI is going to get a lot of juice. It's a good take. It's a good take. Local AI, private AI. Could that be the tailwind for Venice? I don't know. But this is exactly what Palantir CEO Alex Karp talked about. Now, again, it's like the two things are weird to trade. The local AI trade is a tough one because like Apple is so expensive. It's hard to directly buy local AI. But it's going to be a thesis of the decade for sure. That's clip number 1. Here's clip number 2, relevant.
On here is the deflationary nature of technology. Every single one of these tools is getting cheaper. Tokens are getting cheaper, Sachs. And if you look at NVIDIA's role in all of this, they have something called Nemotron. You can try it if you use Perplexity. You can just pick the drop-down menu. It has deep thinking. You will not be able to tell the difference between Jensen Huang's open source LLM Sachs and Claude for 95% of your searches. I guarantee you. Now, why? Why has NVIDIA and Jensen downplayed their open source model until this moment? Why would
I didn't even really realize this was happening. Like NVIDIA is becoming a frontier lab. I didn't even really realize this was happening, by the way.
he do that?
We talk about this every day.
Why would he never bring it up in the all interview? Never bring it up because his top customers were very concerned, from what I understand, about the fact that they had made so much progress on their open source model. But suddenly, after OpenAI announced their jalapeno chips, after Anthropic started making chips, after AMD did successful projects with both of these companies, after Elon said he's going to do his own fab, NVIDIA's taking the gloves off, David. They are going to own the whole stack. They are going to be talking about open source.
When did they launch this?
A whole bunch. So maybe you could talk a little bit about NVIDIA and their role in this as the open source, at scale, full stack provider. You get the hardware from them, and you're going to get a model that's competitive with OpenAI's for free.
You're really telling me that NVIDIA has an open source model called Nemotron. You can use it through Perplexity. That's probably the problem, is nobody uses Perplexity. On the lowest of low keys.
And all you have to do is use one of their hosting companies, CoreWeave, whoever's buying NVIDIA's, Colossus, etc. What are your thoughts on NVIDIA suddenly?
So that's a big deal as well. Open source AI narrative is obviously good. I mean, we're going to just commoditize tokens to zero. That's definitely coming. Let me see. So that's in line with this announcement. Let me see. Palantir, NVIDIA. No, wait. Palantir. No. This is mad funny. Palantir AI. What was the sovereign? Wait. Let me see. Could I really not find this? Did I like hallucinate this? Okay, well, I think. Well, at the very least, they made this announcement. They're building sovereign AI for the government. I believe for the government. Let me see if I can search it. Palantir sovereign AI. Let me see if I can news. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Cool. NVIDIA and Palantir are bringing sovereign AI to the U.S. government. Okay. They're announcing a collaboration to build a powerful open AI model into highly sensitive classified environments. So the U.S. government wanted to use Anthropic. They said no. We want control. And then they said, fuck you. We're going to go around you. Palantir is going to do it. And so at the same time, they published this this manifesto, if you will. I'll just read the headlines. Your AI sovereignty dictates your institution's future. Data retention is your treasure. Transfer it at your own peril. Bullish Venice. Token maxing hijacks your value orientation, decreases your institutional fortitude and intelligence. Controlling your weights is controlling your fate. There is no contradiction between sovereignty and alpha. Politicizing the technical issues involving sovereignty is what your adversary wants. Real expertise is existential. Learn from institutions that are winning or that have consistently delivered. Palantir shilling themselves. Only listen to institutions, countries, and people who have a proven record of being right. Again, this is the Flood with the 100 gifted. Yes, sir. Thank you, Flood. Thank you, Flood. Thank you, Flood. I'll check your coin for you, Mr. Flood. Wow. 63.4. Hype 72. Wow. Only 100? Nah, it's like, nah. Thanks, Flood. So this is gonna be massive narrative. I'll check memory for you too, just for fun. Rub it in a little bit. Micron 916, nice little bounce there. SanDisk as well, little bounce on both, but yeah, they're ugly. They are ugly. So this is obviously gonna be a massive narrative as well. Like Nvidia and Palantir are building AI for the government. Arms race, brothers. So that's clip number 2 from All In that I liked. Clip number 3 and 4 are both about Carp because we're already talking about Palantir. So let's talk about it a little bit more. Flood did call the top. Let me do this real quick. Just for fun. We'll do it on DRAM. Let's glaze him a little while he's here. Let's glaze him a little bit. I think we can use this one. I know there's a better one somewhere. He has it ready to go. There you go. Crypto Church Twitter, try not to get... Here we go. You knew he had it ready to go. Come on, brother, you knew he had it ready to go. There it is. I think I have him on the oil chart as well. There it is. I also have him on the oil chart, I think. Yeah, that's 2. There it is. Many billionaires watch the stream. Many billionaires are watching the stream, and legendary traders and such. DRAM, yeah, look at that. Look at that bank. Flood, you had an extra like 3% to capture, but who's counting? Who is counting? All right, 2 more clips. One is Chamath. And the guy's long MU earnings, he's homeless now. The Air Mask wallet. Someone send that. Chamath and then Friedberg on Carp for the Palantir Nvidia building sovereign AI discussion. It's a good one. Gotta leave you with this.
2 things are true. The first is that my business is complicated. I want AI to be able to accelerate it, but I want to be able to protect myself in doing so. And then the second,
it's low-key a Venice bull case. I hate to keep saying that.
Is I want the flexibility where there's an independent third-party control plane that I use to get all these benefits so that I don't leak and cede my advantages away. And I think Alex is an incredible, smart, brilliant guy, and he completely nailed it. And I think he called out on its face the huge risk of this. My point is, if you take Sax's points and then if you take Alex Karp's point and just this actual data, there is a very legitimate question, which is if you are a reasonable company, why are you not finding an independent way to access this intelligence in a way that doesn't leak your edge away? To do so at this point now is kind of becoming derelict and irresponsible. Back then, you could be experimenting because you didn't know any better. But now when you know all of these data points, to continue to make the same decision, I think is really insane.
Private AI, local AI. These are local narratives we've been hammering for a long time on the stream. It's a weird thing to long. It's local AI is like, how do you long hardware directly? Wish I could long Mac minis. I don't know how to do that. And then this is the other one.
Supposed crash out by Karp on CNBC. It was nothing of the sort. It was all these legacy media types making that claim. And that's the first clue that he's actually saying something insightful and maybe kind of brilliant. And I think the thing that he said that I hadn't really thought about in quite those terms is he started talking about AI safety in the enterprise and what that really looks like. And what he said is that what technical customers want is control over their compute, their models, their data stack, and their alpha, meaning their proprietary knowledge. They want to know they own the means of production, he said, and it's not being transferred to someone else. And what he's referring to there is that these enterprises are at risk of transferring their knowledge, their know-how, their trade secrets, their customer data to these model providers who might eventually decide to compete with them.
Flooding!
And you can see that enterprises are waking up to this threat and they're not happy about it. And I think Karp is exactly right about that. Now, I think this is a really interesting take on AI safety because what safety means for an enterprise is, again, that they get to control their own data, their model weights, their compute.
Can you imagine you're some sick startup and you like use the fuck out of Anthropic, Fable, or whatever to help build your code base, build your product out, your website, your tech stack, everything. And then Anthropic wakes up, distills all your data and just one-shots your startup. Figma was the I think he talks about Figma in this. It was Figma was the one that got fucking cooked by this.
So a frontier lab can't hoover up their proprietary knowledge, their alpha, and turn it into their next product. And if you don't think that can happen, just look at what happened to Figma. So according to the information, Anthropic quote unquote blindsided its then business partner with the launch of Claude Design. So this was a new vertical app that Anthropic launched to compete in the design category. And Figma's founder said that Anthropic had not been completely honest with them. Anthropic's chief product officer had actually even served on Figma's board and didn't resign until 3 days before the launch of.
They were on Figma's board and they had a formal partnership. Someone from Anthropic left the board and 3 days later they launched Claude Design, brother.
Claude Design. So obviously Figma again felt blindsided by this, and you can see the resulting impact on their stock price. Figma's stock has fallen something like 50% this year, while Anthropic's valuation has surged. This is not an isolated example. Anthropic has also launched Claude Science, Claude Security, Claude Legal, Claude Financial, and of course Claude Code. And every single one of these vertical apps.
Leopold is definitely getting away with it, by the way. Yes, he is. He's getting away with it.
Expand into categories that was previously served by companies building on top of Anthropic's own models. And really, if you want to go back to when Anthropic's revenue explosion began, it was with the launch of Claude Code. And how did they know to launch that product? Because they saw that Cursor
stole it from fucking Cursor. They stole it from Cursor.
And how did they know to launch that product? Because they saw that Cursor was doing extremely well. Cursor was one of their biggest customers. They created the coding.
By the way, the White House hates Anthropic so much, it's disgusting. David Sachs hates Dario so much, it's almost funny.
Assistant first, they created that category. And Anthropic said, oh, like, why don't we vertically integrate? So in other words, they're watching where the value is being created on top of their models, then they're moving in directly. And this is a formula that I think is very Microsoft-like. You could say it's very Google-like. They want to dominate the model layer. You could call that the operating system, and then use that position, that monopolistic position, to capture the most lucrative vertical. So if you want to think about like the Microsoft example, they had the Windows monopoly, and then systematically they went and dominated every lucrative category of business software. It started with spreadsheets and word processing, and then eventually went to the browser, so forth and so on. If you want to look at Google, they basically had a monopoly or dominant position in search. And if you go back to the early days of Google, the search results kicked you off-site. And in fact, they really pride themselves on how quickly they could send you off-site. But gradually over time, they used that traffic to tell themselves where to build properties. And today, fewer than half of searches kick you off-site. You stay on Google properties. And I think something similar is happening with Anthropic here. The pattern is clear. They are going to use their dominant position in the model to then grab more and more territory in any interesting and lucrative vertical. So again, back to Alex Karp's point, if you're an enterprise customer or a developer, why in the world would you ever want to share any proprietary data with them? You are mortgaging your future. You are sealing your fate. You are going to lead to disaster for your company. This is one last point. I'll turn over to Cal. Is that Dario, at the same time that they pursue this business strategy, has been arguing that open source models are dangerous and need to be restricted. Well,
this is the point. Why is Dario arguing that open source is dangerous? We need to regulate open source. We need to ban open source. We need to ban open source. He wants your fucking data.
Well, dangerous to whom? Not to enterprises that want to retain control over their data. It's dangerous to his business model because his business model requires that customers don't have a lot of choice at model layer. And what Karp is pointing out here is that if you want to have true AI safety as an enterprise, you have to retain the ability to choose at the model layer who gets to see and use your alpha. Let's go back to the supposed.
It's a sick discussion. All in cooked this week. They really cooked this week. It is normal business practices, but it's, I mean, you gotta just know. You gotta get, you can't give them your stuff. They're just gonna take it from you. They're gonna take your soul, man. They're gonna take your fucking soul. All right, time to bull post crypto. Time block for new streams 8:30, at least for now. Till like right about now. Hedge it with IMO. Bro got denied the surf lodge and is pissed. That's hilarious. All right, here's how we end the day. Bitcoin 63.4. I gotta admit, it looks nuts. Hype 72.3. Gross. Solana 81.5. Gross. Metals all down. Silver's down 2. Gold's down. Everything's down. Did I miss roll call? DRAM with a decent little bounce. $60, down 7%. Mags are down 0.25. IGV made it back flat. IBB up 1.17. Semi index is down 6.5. Q's down 2. SPY down 0.6. Gross. The Russell's down 1%. The Kospi was down 5. NASDAQ down 2. Dow flips really red. Down 0.5%. Oil is green today across the board. Biggest losers: Intel 10, SanDisk 10, Rocket Lab 10, Shaw's 9, Marvell 9, Cerebras 9, Micron 6, Oracle 3, Nvidia 1.5, SpaceX 5.5. Biggest gainers: Cloudflare 5, Adobe 4, IBM 3, Microsoft 1.5. This is consistent as fuck. Consumer names that matter today: Figma up 9, Shopify up 1.3, Reddit up 1.2, Rivian down 14, Nebius down 5, Hood down 3, IBKR down 3, MSTR down 2. Nike flipped red. Nike sucks. eBay up 1. Still long IBM. I know I closed over the weekend because I didn't want to have trades open. Ansem at 395. Cards at 50. Not great on that, actually. And Bitcoin leaves us at 63.5. What do you think market open as our new? Yes or no? I love it. I love market open. This is way better. It's electric. Personally, no like the other time. That's okay. Elite stream. Banger tweet. Thank you. Solid. I got to adjust. Wavy, you're PST, right? TG, about to hit the gym. Dude, I have like a whole day ahead of me. It's 11:15. I have a whole day ahead of me. I could fucking do whatever. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm gonna take a nap, cook breakfast, eat breakfast, go to the gym, get on calls. I had a MIT at market open and you at market close. How would it be? How is it compared to a MIT? How is it compared to a MIT? We off a MIT now. That's my guy. Less news. Okay, I'll get more news. To be fair, I started today with a bunch of makeup stuff. Like I had to do a bunch of crypto makeup. I had to do Ansem topic. I had to do a bunch of stuff. Probably have to do market close around. He uses WhatsApp and CNN. Better to just market later in the day. I know. Bet. And yeah, we close on a sicko. He does open and close like a demon. Yeah. Amit doesn't cover crypto or on chain. Nice. I will do second streams for earnings, and I will do second streams for like bored afternoon, like I'm playing poker, like FIFA or something every once in a while. I'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. EST. We start on time. I will catch you when I get you. I'll see you when I see you. Have a great rest of your day. Love you, motherfuckers. Got a lot to talk about tomorrow.